on the panel. The preliminaries are over. The main event is here. We'll be back with complete coverage and analysis later tonight. And with
All right, I'm calling Ending Momentum real quick. He's going to be on with us. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
What's going on? Ending Momentum, ladies and gentlemen. Esteemed political analyst, Substack writer, writes for other outlets as well now, not just Substack. It's starting. It's beginning. And I'm sharing the screen so you can watch it with me.
Yeah.
We're live from Georgia.
No studio audience tonight.
He's already walking on the YouTube one. It's in the future. Oh God.
Oh no, not the walk.
Oh
please
no.
Welcome Donald Trump.
He walks like shit too. He's walking like. Oh, he's got no riz.
Going walk for walk.
Oh, he's got no riz. He's got no riz.
How is he going slower?
He's walking rizless.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120.
Oof, they're coming in hot.
And typical home prices have jumped more than 30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President Trump?
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president.
Oh, he sounds like shit.
Mr. Trump left.
No, he needs to get a cold.
The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach into your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back. There's more to be done. Working class people are still in trouble. We're at a kitchen table. If the things weren't able to be met during the month, it was a problem. Price of eggs, the price of gas.
He's cracked out.
And we're going to make sure that reduce the price of housing to $15 for a insulin shot as opposed to $400. No senior has to pay more than $200 for any drug, all the drugs they can include beginning next year. And the situation is and we're going to make that available to everybody, to all Americans. So we're working to bring down the price around the kitchen table, and that's what we're going to get done.
Thank you, President Trump.
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country.
You want to impose a 10% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. How will you ensure that that doesn't drive prices even higher?
It's not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cause countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and many others, in all fairness to China. It's going to just force them to pay us a lot of money, reduce our deficit tremendously. And as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I was getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity, with strength, with power. He got out.
Under both of your administrations, the national debt soared to record highs. And according to a new nonpartisan analysis, President Trump, your administration...
He did the mandate, which is a disaster, mandating it. The vaccine went out. He did a mandate on the vaccine, which is the thing that people
Trump 100% would have done that too
about the vaccine. And he did a very poor job, just a very poor job.
Trump 100% would have done that.
Not only poor there, but throughout the entire world, we're no longer respected as a country.
He's the vax king.
They don't respect our leadership.
He's trying to be smart
now. They don't respect the United States anymore. We're like a third world nation.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look.
Oh, no.
No, not the side eye.
Oh, no!
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Oh, they cut him off!
He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death. They're trying to put them on Social Security. He will wipe out Social Security. He will wipe out Medicare. So he was right in the way he finished that sentence. And it's a shame. What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people, they cannot believe what happened to the United States of America.
He needs to get up and beat his ass.
They don't like us.
He needs to fight them physically. It's over.
They think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Does he not realize that the camera's on him even when he's not talking?
This is the first
what was going on during the State of the
election
Union? Did they get like a different guy for that?
Overturned Roe v. Wade. Former President Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion to the states.
Come on, good. Bring it back. This is a good one. This is a good one for the Democrats. Come on, Joe. Don't fuck this up, Joe.
Stop the fact.
To abortion pills.
If you look at this whole question that you're asking, complex, but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. Everybody wanted it back, religious leaders. And what I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade. and moving it back to the states.
Yeah, they
This
did
is
it on their
something
own.
that everybody wanted.
How would you say
You know,
killing?
10 years ago or so, they started talking about how many weeks and how many this, getting into other things. But every legal scholar throughout the world, the most
No one
respected,
believes this.
wanted it brought
Trump
back to the
doesn't
states.
believe
I did
this.
that.
No
Now
one
the
believes
states
this
are working
statement.
it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was but I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very
This is a
important.
trash answer,
Some
but he
people
sounds
don't
kind
follow
of
your heart, but
energetic.
you have to get elected also, and because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical. He said, we'll put the baby aside and we'll determine what we do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby. What happened is we brought it back to the states, and the country is
States'
now
rights is
coming
dumb.
together on this
States' rights
issue.
is dumb because that means New York could be able to murder a baby then.
Isn't it
Like,
Biden?
it's just so
It's a
stupid.
terrible
Oh,
thing.
states' rights to murder babies? Like, that
The
doesn't make
fact is
sense.
that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe. You don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help.
He said
The
him
idea
as
that
a doctor.
states
He's not
were able
woke.
to do this is a little like saying, look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in.
You're talking about
that.
abortion, man.
Here's the deal. There's a lot of young women are being raped by their in-laws,
He's short-circuiting.
by their spouses, brothers and sisters. It's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them when they cross state lines.
Thank you.
There have been many young women murdered by the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. Considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world.
He said immigrant
And he opened
rapists-
it up, and these killers are
victims
coming
need
into our country,
abortions.
and they are raping and killing women. And it's a terrible thing.
I'll let you do that. This is the same topic. 7 states have no legal restrictions on how far into a pregnancy a woman can obtain an abortion. Do you support any legal limits on how late a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy?
I supported Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health is ridiculous. That's the last. No politician should be making that decision. A doctor should be making those decisions. That's how it should be run. That's what you're going to do. And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
So that means he can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia.
Bro, you know
put
he
the baby
practiced
down,
that
then we
line,
decide
and he
what to
still
do
fucked
with
it.
So he's willing to, as we say, rip the
Trying to
baby
be
out
smart,
of the womb
Trump.
in the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
That is simply not true.
Oh,
The
they're
Roe
not
v.
cutting
Wade
him
does
off.
not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period.
Under Roe v. Wade, you
No, he
have
finally,
late-term
got,
abortion.
energetic
you can do
when he
whatever
talked
you
about how
want,
he won't let
depending on
people
the
get
state. You can do
abortions.
whatever you want. We don't think that's a good thing.
If the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the
He woke
Congress,
up. He woke
and
up.
they pass a universal
Okay,
ban on abortion, period.
We're coming
across
back.
the board at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security. President Biden, a
He
record
muted his
number
ass.
of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
Ban?
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country. The border, all he had to do was leave it. All he had to do was leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons.
Hell no.
People that are from
over.
mental institutions, insane
It's
asylum,
over.
terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now. All terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world, they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president.
But you did.
Brandon, just speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it. And people are dying all over the place, including the people that are coming up in
Thank you,
caravans.
President Trump. President Biden?
The only terrorist who's done anything crossing the border is one who came along and killed three, and his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person, come in and his administration, killed 3 American soldiers. Killed 3 American soldiers. That's the only terrorist that's there. I'm not saying that no terrorist ever got through, but the idea they're emptying their prisons, we're welcoming these people, that's simply not true.
Whose spouses are citizens, and including those who have lived here for decades? And if so, how will you do it?
Just 1 second. He said we killed 3 people. The people we killed are al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, the 2 greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world. And it had a huge impact on it. They're killing our people in New York, in California, in every state in the union, because we don't have borders anymore. Every state is now a border. And because of his ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies, people are coming in and they're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime.
This is just a complete falsehood.
I call it Biden migrant crime. They're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen.
This is objectively a lie, by the way. Everything he's saying here is a complete falsehood. But of course, Biden has assumed the right-wing framing on immigration, so he's fucking cooked.
He just had the funeral
Yes.
for this girl, 12 years
This always
old.
happened.
This has
horrible
happened
what's
like
taking
constantly.
place.
Look at his
What's
fucking
taking
face. Look at
place
his
in our
stupid
country.
fucking face.
We're
Old
literally
man.
An uncivilized country now.
Why does he need to do
He
this?
just doesn't know. He opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like. And we have to get a lot of these people out, and we have to get them out fast because they're going to destroy our country. Just take a look at where they're living. They're living in luxury hotels in New York City and other places. Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all, and he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest.
I thought he didn't like the
approval rating for
military because they're
veterans
gay.
taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that
My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
President Trump?
First of all, that
he's
was a made-up
mad.
quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate
news.
magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines.
Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO.
I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such a horrible embarrassment, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, that when Putin watched that and he saw the incompetence, that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned, and so he's got no love lost, but he should have fired those generals. No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan, where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind, too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have invaded Ukraine.
Everybody
never.
that.
Just
Why do
like
you tell people
Israel
that
would have
was
never been invaded in a million years by Hamas.
Wait, what? Now he's talking
You know
about
why?
Israel? What?
Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
President Biden?
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Look, the fact of the matter is that we're in a
gross.
situation where, let's take the last point first. Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president. They attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. He didn't do a thing when the attack took place, number one.
He's talking about Havana?
Number two, we got over 100,000 Americans and others out of Afghanistan during that airlift. Number three, we found ourselves in a situation where
to Ukraine. He's given $200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything like it. Every time that Zelensky comes to this country. He walks away with $60 billion. He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying
he wants to reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then do you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine? What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus? What do you think happens to those NATO countries?
Belarus.
And so if you want a war, you ought
Putin's
to
going to take
find out what
Belarus.
he's going to do, because if in fact he does what he says and walks away, and by the way, all that money we give Ukraine are from weapons we make here in the United States. We give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have. That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on to the Middle East. In October, Hamas attacked Israel, killing more than 1,000
Yo, get ready for the dick riding. Get ready for the dick riding.
Among those held and thought to. So what additional leverage will you use to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security Council straight through to the G7 to the Israelis and Netanyahu himself have endorsed the plan I put forward. Which has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages.
That's not an answer. You're just repeating the fucking deal that he's saying no to.
Ceasefire with additional conditions.
The question is, what will you do to pressure him?
The end of the war. The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas. Number one. They're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened? In Israel, we're finding that the only thing I've denied Israel was 2,000-pound bombs. They don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent people. We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the way, I'm the guy that organized the world against Iran.
hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any. They were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. You got to ask them, as far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
What the fuck was that?
Too much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO?
What?
He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have, our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean, but you're ever able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have, and by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained.
This is completely out of control.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see, but before we do that, the problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations, because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size as the United States.
My question was, what do you say to those voters who believe that you violated your constitutional oath through your actions and inaction on January 6, 2021, and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I didn't say that to anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically. And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say, but
he encouraged those folks to go up on Capitol Hill, number one. I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching, begging, being begged by his vice president and a number of his colleagues on the Republican side as well to do something, to call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact, he says he'll now forgive them for what they've done. They've been convicted. He says he wants to commute their sentences and say that no. But he went to every single court in the nation. I don't know how many cases. Scores of cases, including the Supreme Court.
Peacefully patriotic. One other thing. The Unselect Committee, which is basically 2 horrible Republicans that are all gone now, out of office, and Democrats, all Democrats, they destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to jail for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now.
Oh, he said it.
And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in
Wait, what the fuck?
Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who were convicted, turned over desks, turned them over statues. The idea that those people are patriots? Come on. When I asked him the first two debates we had first time around, I said, will you denounce the Proud Boys? He said, no, I'll tell them to stand by. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that
you can tell his strong elements. Like you can tell when he's like invested. This is one of those things.
For
typical old man, doesn't give a shit about anything.
A whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant. I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
What?
Sir?
I didn't have sex with a porn star.
Do you believe that the tens of millions of Americans who are likely to vote for President Trump will be voting against American democracy?
The more they know about what he's done, yes. The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more coming. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming around. You
can't rely on that. The courts are pushing it back, dumbass.
I don't know what the juries will do, but I do know he has a real problem. And so the fact that
every reasonable anchor.
He looks so fucking confused, bro. He's gonna walk away.
Just the other day, it came out where it was fully.
We're gonna be right back with more from the CNN
presidential
debate.
Bro. I've never seen a bigger fucking layup get flubbed so abysmally. Like, this is incredible. Banger after banger. They sent
he is too old. He's just actually too old.
No,
it's
literally. It looks like
a perception problem.
It literally looks like he's trying to push the finish. Like, it looks like they're trying to push him through the finish line. It looks like they are trying to push him through the fucking finish line. Like, he's gonna die the moment that he's in office if he actually ends up like winning, which his chances are looking less likely after today.
Yeah, he needs to be president until he's 86. Like, he just needs to do that for some reason.
What the fuck? I mean, look, the expected thing was obviously the gyration session that we saw for Israel dick riding, and even then, like, that was whatever, right? They quickly glanced it. CNN's not gonna cover it. They don't want to fucking make up a big stink. However, the abortion question, that's a layup. They gave that to you, dog. You fucking boofed it. He
literally his
worst
like, issue.
Rapist immigrants? Like,
bring up his worst issue of every issue. He has a 20% approval rating on immigration. Abortion is the sole issue that people trust him on.
And he turned it into the issue that he's like one of the weakest on, which is so insane. I've never seen such a absolute masterclass in how to fucking genuinely just like flub clear cut alley oops. Oh my fucking Lord, dude.
The only like silver lining for this is that people already thought Biden was like this to begin with, and he was already kind of competitive still. So like it might not change anything. Like people already thought this was what he was like.
No, dude, this is not for those people though. This is not for those people. This is for Pennsylvania voters. This is for voters in like Georgia. This is for voters in. These are for like the 20% that's still like, oh, I don't really like either candidate. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, you know, that's the reason why it's so early. The reason why they did this so early was because the Biden team thought if Biden can perform, right, low expectations, and Biden performs, and then Trump says like a bunch of crazy nonsense, right? Then like those voters will be reminded of how chaotic Donald Trump was. And there is no way that you can fucking hack job this into a manageable situation for Biden that like makes Trump look worse and Biden look better, because every fucking frame side by side, he's looking like a doddering old fool looking in the other direction. It's so fucking bad.
Staring into space.
Yeah, and obviously the massive moment of the debate is like when he flubbed it, when he just went and then just like stopped himself.
Every moment.
I mean, it's just like the split screen is absolutely cooking him because I don't think he's aware that he's on camera all the time. And when he's on camera all the time, he just looks like he's like gazing off and seeing fucking the Grim Reaper in the other side of the goddamn room. You know what I mean? Does he still believe this pre-debate take? New article in debate tomorrow. While conservatives may not want to admit it.
I was trying to be conservative here. I thought that well, it doesn't matter how bad Biden does. People already think he's like terrible. He's totally out of it. So like that's going to be a wash. But like it's you do to make Trump look bad. You kind of have to like apply some pressure onto him.
Yeah.
And Biden's just not doing that at all. Honestly, it makes me kind of like appreciate like kind of bring back Hillary a little bit because like she won that first debate in 2016. She like did a good job then. Like God.
It's actually fucking crazy. It's actually fucking crazy. It is like there are so many instances where like they're throwing Biden layups. They're like obviously tough on him too to a certain degree with like the expected issues like, you know, inflation, things like that, immigration. But like it's just it's back.
Oh,
right.
Hillary did win that debate. It happened. She went up in the polls. It was real. I don't care, Chat.
5 times the rate of white.
Number 3, we're trying to provide housing for Black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporate
Come on.
that collude to keep people out of their houses.
As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you, President Biden.
It's going to happen. Hasn't happened yet, but will happen, I promise.
The economy is flat on its back. 50 than any administration has. He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity and making sure people have a shot.
Oh, no. They thought this was a banger.
There's a lot going on. But inflation.
And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name. And he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense at it. And now
he did this before.
But when they see what I did for
he did this to Hillary Clinton
and
also to Joe Biden in 2020.
Black, colleges and universities where I fund.
Will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air, and we had it. We had H2O. We had the best numbers ever.
H2O?
We were using all forms of energy, all forms, everything. And yet, during my 4 years, I had the best environmental numbers ever. And my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea that anything he said is true. I've passed the most extensive climate change legislation in history. We find ourselves, and by the way,
he's dying.
Black colleges.
He's dead.
I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs,
he's so
historic
dead.
Black universities and colleges, because they don't have those. They don't have the kind of contributors that they have to.
And I want to take care of people, but we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools, our hospitals, and they're going to be taking over Social Security.
What are you saying,
Social
bro?
Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way.
So every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, will you name tonight one specific step that you're willing to take to keep Social Security solvent?
Yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Right now, everybody making under $170,000
Come on, this is good.
pays 6% of their
good
income,
policy talk. Raise the cap. Raise the cap.
Every time they get a paycheck, from the time the first one they get when they're 18 years old.
He's gonna give a Twitch Prime to every Social Security recipient, so they don't see the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour.
The millionaires pay 1%.
Twitch Prime is free,
1%.
Folks.
So no one after
ad break incoming.
Not raise the cost of Social.
Just is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent, but the biggest thing will do if we defeat
this was good. This was a good answer.
Because he wants to get
I
rid
wish
of
he did
Social
this
Security.
more.
He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors.
It took him 2 hours to get there, but he did it.
And by the way, American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before.
Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he said...
This motherfucker doesn't give a shit about veterans, by the way. It's so fucking frustrating.
That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it.
Fuck that general, bro. Shut up about the general. Address the fucking immigrant situation, please.
All these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country.
The average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000.
Trump speaks, lowers volume. Yeah, okay, dude. Yeah, I'm really biased here.
For 2 children is more.
That's why I spend most of the time fucking shitting on Biden,
what would you
dumbass.
do to make child care more affordable?
They both suck. Stupid.
The general got fired because he was no. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that Afghan. Did you fire anybody that's on the border that's allowed us to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons?
He's right. You should have fired the entire CBP and also Greg Abbott.
Did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed? To be destroyed, or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins
the question was child care.
Our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance.
What would Trump do to make child care more affordable?
We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
The
They're looking at this and going, oops, nah.
No one thinks we're weak. No one.
Yeah, no, totally, dude.
Nobody.
We look super strong right now.
Number 2, the idea
clown show
that we're talking about worst presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up. Go online. 159 or 58, don't hold me the exact number, presidential historians.
Bro, that's not...
Had meetings
who cares?
Who's the worst president in American history? Best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture. He can argue they're wrong, but that's what they voted.
Bro, why is he so coherent when talking about historians, presidential scholars, but not about abortion? I'm going to fucking die.
They're going to increase the child care.
Everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire. So everybody, including the 2 of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this
including the 2 of you.
All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see
this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country. You know what the economists say?
Bro, you want to do tariffs.
We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term.
TikTok.
The opioid crisis. And for both of you, the
woke mind virus.
Overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up.
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of, like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment. We bought the certain dog that's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot.
What?
And we were getting very low numbers.
Machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together.
Bro, this motherfucker thinks everything is because of immigrants, by the way. Trump.
Be able to detect drugs, more numbers of means.
Thank you, President Biden.
It is with 20+ million immigrants. Yeah, dude, totally.
Americans in the throes of
how many undocumented immigrants have you actually encountered in your life?
Because this does pertain to it.
Most likely 0.
In Mexico.
Or if you knew any, you didn't even know that they were undocumented. Shut the fuck up.
In Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many as a hostage.
Dumb fucking chatters. Forget I live in literally California. What the fuck are you talking about? Undocumented immigrants are doing crime is such a funny fucking idiotic statement. Therere's only empirical evidence to suggest the exact opposite of that, by the way. It is a complete manifestation of your hysterical thoughts. You're fucking hallucinating.
By literally.
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate.
That was 100 years ago, Joe. That was 100 years ago.
And a lot less competent.
And of your second term, what do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them. Both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2
It's Dunk
cognitive
City
tests.
right
I
now.
took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson.
He
who's
aced the
a great
cognitive
guy when
test.
He was White House doctor.
I
And
cleared
then I
it.
took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they'd never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says.
Oh, he
is.
tried to dunk
Look
back.
what he
That
is.
didn't work.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him.
No.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And by the way,
Oh,
I
they're
told you
so
before, I'm happy
lame.
to
They're
play
so
golf.
lame.
You
This
can
is
carry
like
it on
real.
back.
He hates
You
it.
can do it.
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was at 8
Oh
handicap.
God, I want to die. Shoot me into the sun. Shoot me into the fucking sun right now.
A failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation.
I believe we
And we're a
need an
failing
older
nation
candidate.
because of him. His policies.
How
are
high
so
can we
bad.
go?
They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden.
What?
They took no land,
okay.
nothing from Trump, nothing. Decisions. Russia would have never attacked if I were
President Trump,
president.
the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would
Until
be
he
very
realized he's going
happy
to
be
jail.
someplace else in a nice slow.
Back with more from the CNN presidential debate, live from Georgia.
Bro, that was
Fat-shamed him.
crazy.
Biden fat shamed him.
Oh yeah, I mean that was he tried. The problem is he fucking tried and he failed because he flubbed it when he's like, "You're 6'5", 200 and like that was insane, brother. That was
It was
actually
a reference to such an obscure thing. It was like about how like he like said his weight when he got put in for like the conviction in Georgia was 215, which is like funny, but I haven't thought about that in like a year.
yeah. I mean there's a lot of bangers in there. Like the Alley Cat one was such a banger that they fucking laid that up and tweeted it alongside, you know, like how Kamala released their fucking merch drop.
Yeah.
In the primaries, like way back in the day. It's just like, dude, when
they pre-planned that,
yeah, it was.
they were like, "Oh God."
Yeah, just like they pre-planned the fucking drink, where, like as though they were popping off. You know what I mean? As though Biden was gonna really show up tonight. I'm telling you right now. Here's a tweet from Kevin Barron. Okay, Christoph, Ed Luce, Ron Fournier. Nick Kristof, seeing lots of columnists, veteran White House reporters, prominent liberals calling for Biden to drop out before the debate is halfway over and give someone else a chance. Remarkable. It took them this fucking long for them to come up with what like 60% of Americans had seen.
Now,
What?
I wrote an article about how like he was a risky pick in April of 2023.
Dude, even you know who also surprisingly was saying this, by the way? Until it was far too late, like all the way until it was far too late, and he shut the fuck up about it. Motherfucking David Axelrod, like, even he was on CNN being like, "Yeah, we probably shouldn't do this, but what do I know? What the fuck do I know?"
That just pissed Biden off, and because Biden is like beyond like being old and like incompetent and whatever, he's just a complete just like child about this type of stuff. He hates all the Obama people. Like he thinks that they all tried to like end his career like to help Hillary. And so
to
when
to be fair, they did tell him not to run, and like we do know that that was an error because like if he had run back then, he would have won. So I think he just like kept that resentment going, and he never stopped. He never stopped with that resentment, and
he's like a Nixonian figure.
Yeah, and now we're stuck. Now we're just perma stuck in this situation, and holy shit, dude, this is so bad. Trump is, you know, doing regular old Trump stuff, which might be unappealing, I think, as he's starting to like let loose a little bit. He was significantly more quote unquote presidential in the first half, and he's just like now he's just like memeing beyond. Like if he kept it to light jabs every now and then, like he was doing in the first half of the session of the debate, if you can call it that, he would have looked a lot better. He just keeps planting the immigrants are responsible for everything thing into basically every fucking conversation. They'll be like, what about the opiates? Immigrants are bringing opiates. What about child tax credits? Immigrants are eating the children, and that's why we will not have any, tax credits for children. There's no. What about child poverty? Immigrants are, bringing in children that are poor. Like he just everything's an immigrant.
Yeah, he does not fuck around about being racist. He does not play.
Yeah. And they're also doing the classic thing. Oh, wait, it's starting again. This has got to be like the final words, I suspect.
The federal debt by $160 billion over 10 years.
Is he fucking up?
Because the government doesn't have to pay the exorbitant prices.
What a nightmare, dude. Wow. What a fucking nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. Okay. That was... It's Jover. I mean, it is Jover, right? Can we say that? Is Jover? What are they doing?
Don't know. I mean, he could still win the Electoral College even if he loses the popular vote. But, like, God, that was not good. That was not good at all. If you want to, like, have a silver lining here, it's that everybody already thinks he's just completely fucking out of it, and this only just, like, confirms that. But like Trump didn't really get caught up on any of his bad issues. He was completely unable to press any of like the things like even like abortion or January.
Look at Joe Biden trying to walk away. You see that?
Oh God.
He needs Jill to fucking like walk him.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
That's cool. It's I think that like the reason why they did this early was because they wanted people to see that he was virile. Okay. That he was a stud. And he absolutely is not a fucking stud. He did not show up tonight.
There were moments like they were leaking to the Wall Street Journal that he has a cold.
Yeah, I did. That's great. That definitely fixes it.
Yeah, thanks for telling us now.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like you were trying to desperately do PR as a last ditch effort. Certainly.
Well, I guess there is a second debate in September.
He's not. Is he going to survive? Is he going to survive until September? Like he's dying. He's literally fucking dying in front of our eyes. He is a cadaver rotting. That was incredible. Like I personally think that this is going to have like CNN can try to spin this as hard as they want, but this was a unfathomable W for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like not even a question, because everybody pays attention to the beginning of the debate, right? Like that's the most important part. And the beginning of the debate, Biden unironically performed worse. Because this was about like not even what Biden was saying, but how Biden was saying it. Yeah. And on the aesthetics front, he can't do anything. He just looks old. Like he looks like his face is kind of like, he's constantly got the old man face.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, he looked old in 2020, but he could at least like deliver a point. Like he took like his best issue, abortion. Trump literally said that it was a good thing that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Like that's a layup. You've been begging for him to say that for like a year. And he couldn't press with that. He brought up Laken Riley.
Yeah,
Why
that
would
was
you do
insane. He looked lost the entire time. Sources, by the way, look at the Chiron. Sources, Democrats concerned about Biden's performance tonight. It's so Jover.
That quick, like 5 minutes. It took them that long to kind of tell what was going on.
Yeah. He also personally said the Border Patrol liked my bill like a fucking idiot. And the Border Patrol union immediately came out and said, to be clear, we never have and never will endorse Biden. Like, what the fuck are the Democrats thinking?
He's been doing that constantly, and it hasn't worked. They announced that deal in December, and his numbers only improved after the conviction. The idea that he can like move to the right to solve his issues is just, there are people like who were swearing up and down before this that the issue here was like his FTC commissioner, like, and it's just, I mean, you can't Keir Starmer your way out of this. The issue is clearly the guy on stage.
Yeah. No, it's really, really bad. And it's really bad. And it's not like it's a layup for an average Democrat, not like a topper vote. Dean Phillips could do a better job showing. Kamala Harris could do a better job showing up and demonstrating positions. Because like Donald Trump is sitting up there saying some of the most heinous, unimaginably insane shit. The problem is when you lock yourself into the fucking, we are the party that is going to restrict immigration, though, you can't really do anything about it. You can't really
accept this framing. They said he was right.
You cannot outflank your opponent on racism, on police brutality, and like, you know, doing more, funding the police more, like being tough on crime. You just cannot outflank the Republican Party on these issues. All you're doing is basically capitulating to their framing on the matter.
Yeah. I don't know how you could even like really argue like the Trump, because they've admitted that he was like saying, oh, on my second term, I'm going to shut down the border completely. I'm only halfway there. Like, what are you saying? Like, why did we elect you if Trump was right about this? What was the point?
Like the example I used before, and I will repeat it here because we have 100,000 plus people watching, is like, if in a hypothetical scenario, in an alternative universe where, you know, Bernie Sanders is running on Medicare for all, he became the fucking Democratic Party's actual presidential candidate, and he's going up against Donald Trump in 2016, and Donald Trump, being the populist that he is, turns around and says, actually, I think Bernie's right, Medicare for all is good. Do you think that is going to cause people to go and vote for Donald Trump because he's the Medicare for all candidate? Or do you think more people are going to go, oh shit, even Trump is admitting it, well, I'm going to go with the Medicare for all guy?
Exactly.
Like, that's it. There's no world in which you turn around and go, you know what, actually, I want to vote for Biden because he's the border guy. No, you're going to go with the fucking border guy who's been talking about how rapist immigrants are, how they've invented new ways of doing rape for like the past fucking 8 years, you know? All you've now done is basically solidify his position as truth, even though the underlying evidence for it, the premises that this immigration conversation is derived from, is complete nonsense. It is made up, hysterical, schizophrenic hallucinations of some of the most racist Republicans you've ever seen. There are so many studies on this. For the first time ever, I heard NPR talk about this morning on The Issue Is or whatever, one of those fucking NPR shows, where they finally said it. They were like, yeah, immigration is a really tough issue for Biden. Also, simultaneously, immigration is a really tough issue for Biden. Also, there's no empirical evidence to suggest that immigrants are doing more crime than like natural-born U.S. citizens. As a matter of fact, there's only evidence to show that immigrants are responsible for less crime per capita than natural-born U.S. citizens. It took them this long to fucking say this.
It's not even true that they're bringing in fentanyl. Almost all fentanyl comes in through ports of entry, like legally. Would you know that if you listen to Biden? No.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like these are DHS numbers. 90% of all fentanyl trafficked over the border comes from regular points of entry. And you know who is actually the ones who are trafficking it? Not fucking undocumented migrants, it's Americans. It's like people who are less likely to be stopped and apprehended by Customs and Border Patrol. Those are the motherfuckers who are doing it. It's coming in shipping containers, and when it's coming with like individuals, it's coming in like American Honda Civics that are cut down with like white American dudes driving the Honda Civic because they're less likely to be fucking caught.
Yeah, Democrats used to say this like 5-6 years ago before Biden. They did push back against this stuff. They said the wall was stupid. They brought up that like they said this, and the polling, they persuaded people. The wall was never popular. Immigration was never something Trump was actually good on. But they've had to construct these narratives about like how any issue Biden faces has to be something other than race. It has to be not race. I mean age. It has to be over like that he's too left wing economically. It has to be that he's not pro-Israel enough. It has to be that he's not strong enough on immigration. They're throwing everything overboard so they can just avoid reality. And like something has got to give.
I know. It is really, really, really fucking frustrating. People are saying that MSNBC is in full panic mode right now. Like CNN, the Chiron is saying, sources, them saying we have a problem after Biden's performance tonight. And like, he's losing the New York Times columnist. Like I showed, like, dude, like Nicholas Kristof is talking about how he needs to fucking drop out and shit. Like, it's it's so Jover.
Yeah, it's just strange. Like
Newswire from Politico. Democrats freak out over Biden's debate performance. Biden is toast.
Even Jeff Tetrick just said, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Jeff Tetrick isn't spinning it.
Yeah, it's so bad. It is so unimaginably bad, and it's like we've been there. We have been here for years at this point. So it's kind of shocking that they are finally fucking coming to that recognition as though like this is what it took. Like, I don't know what the fuck their expectation was. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. That was the worst aura from a president I've ever seen in my life. Bro, he's dead. There's no more aura. He's 1 HP. Okay?
Yeah.
Someone needs to throw him a fucking health potion, but he's not going to survive. You know what I mean? He's done. He's dead. Aaron Rupar's fucking tweeting about like, oh, well, seems like Biden was a little flustered here. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's like the extent that like liberals have gone over the past year to just believe anything other than the fact that Biden might be too old. They have been willing to just say that Trump is popular. They've been willing to say that people want immigration restrictions. They've been willing to say that basically that this country has no hope, and to live out this fantasy that Biden is the best candidate available. And it's how do you why do you even do that? Why would you want to believe that?
It's because the Democratic Party is secretly run by accelerationist MAGA communists. That's why.
Yes.
Jimmy Dore is actually taking over the Democratic Party, and they're like, how do we get Trump a second term? We put Biden back in there. Okay, we roll him out, definitely, and then ultimately, you will, with a certainty, you will have Donald Trump as president. It's phenomenal. Okay, let's go to Rachel Maddow. I want to hear what she has to say.
Just within a matter of moments. Lawrence, I also want to get your response. I think one of the interesting things that Alex said, Trump, and therefore not newsworthy, while the performance from President Biden is being viewed as newsworthy because it came in below expectations.
Yeah, in any sort of normal universe, you would think the candidate who during the presidential debate said, I didn't have sex with a porn star, was the loser of that audio because of the aging voice of Joe Biden. But the question is that we don't know the answer to is, what in this debate of substance that was true?
Oh,
if
dude.
anything?
Dude.
No, they're saying it won't matter.
Dude, that doesn't matter. We're so far from substance, big dog. That only matters when you have a competent person who doesn't look fucking demented on stage.
Yeah, you're trying to pretend that this is anything other than the election that it is, which it revolves.
Which is how we got here. This is exactly how we got here, because the Democrats and those in positions of power and those in like liberal and left wing liberal media have literally been acting like what everyone can see, what all the fucking polling results show, regardless of their steady effort to make it seem like that's not the case, is, ringing every fucking alarm bell that Brandon looks like he's dying. Okay? You can't have Karine Jean-Pierre go up there in a press conference and keep saying it's AI that makes him look old. Okay? You can't do that.
It's insane cope. And I want to, just so people don't forget, in the Senate races, this year, Democrats are leading in every single competitive state. They're leading in Ohio and Montana. This is not the result. Trump's lead is not the result of Americans becoming more conservative. They are not conservative. They just don't want to vote for the fucking crypt keeper.
Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. Absolutely. It is unimaginable how badly they're fucking up. This is actually, it's not that unimaginable. This is exactly what happened with Hillary Clinton in 2016. Everyone was like, yo, she's unlikable. Yo, she's unlikable. She's gross. Everybody fucking hates her. People hate her so much. Democratic Party primary voters were willing to vote for a fucking socialist. That's how much they fucking hated her. And yet it didn't matter. They're like, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. And then they
At
lost.
least she was polling ahead of Trump back then.
Oh yeah, well there's that. You're right. You know, at least she was performing better than Joe Biden. Oh my Lord, it is actually crazy. I don't know.
It's there was like I was just quickly reading this thing, and like some like Obama guy said, if this gets him to drop out, it was good. If it didn't, it's bad. It's just crazy that it took this to get to this point. This has been clear for a while now. It's like Ed and Eddie's been off the air for a minute.
What? Just now, John King on CNN says senior Democrat officials are now considering going to the White House to call on Biden to step down following tonight's debate. We have
Let's
a
go.
problem.
They're marching on the Capitol.
Dude,
January
they're going to do a
6th,
Bolivia-style coup. It's over. It's over. We're doing.
Let's go.
They're calling it the gayest coup of all time.
Oh my God. Whitmer head. The 18th premier of Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I'll take her. I'll take JB Pritzker. It don't matter. Just not gruesome Newsom.
Gavin. Gruesome Gavin. This is what we've been waiting for.
I mean, gruesome Gavin would push us over the finish line at this point.
Remember that debate with DeSantis? He killed it. This is easy.
Dude, he'd just be like, I fucked your daughter-in-law. That's what he would say. He'd be like, yeah, don't. Hey, keep Melania and Ivanka away from me. You know what I'm saying? Shit might get heated. You know how I am. But it is. There is no way. There's just no way to fucking fix this. Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders is too old. That was just Bernie Sanders age-wise is old. Is older than he's obviously older than Joe Biden. He's obviously older than Donald Trump, and yet he is way more coherent. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, Joe Biden's mental faculties have fucking deteriorated. Okay, it is so obvious. I can't believe they tried to do this. Like, oh, he just has a stutter shit for the longest fucking time. Like, it was so crazy, bro.
He did not have a stutter. Back in the day, he would talk. He was
bro.
infamous for
David
talking
Axelrod,
constantly.
look at how wet he is. Why is he so wet? He's getting wetter by the moment.
No, Dave.
Oh my God. Wait, what the fuck? What are they dousing him? Are they spraying him with water like a cat or something? What the fuck?
Moist Dave.
Dude, I've never seen someone so wet on camera. Yeah, we got to listen to what they have to say.
He continued to pummel. Remember that everything I thought I knew, but the White House told me don't believe my own eyes, is actually true.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I said, Scott, was if Joe Biden were not the candidate, if there was another candidate, I think Donald Trump would be in deep trouble.
It was hard to watch. I had to occasionally look away because it was so uncomfortable. I think America deserves better than the options that are in front of them. It's really devastating. And by the way, our allies are watching.
Yeah, look, I mean, the way that I was
our
trying to
allies
phrase
are
it
watching.
less emotional. Trump spoke plainly, but he lied the whole time. And he
Doesn't
looked good,
matter,
but his policies were
perception.
terrible. I mean, he's going to do. Neither one of those people right now are inspiring the confidence that they should inspire, that they can do the job in a way
Maoist Van Jones, dude.
Yes.
Young voters are
He's
up
saying
for grabs in
cultural
this election.
revolution
I don't know
now.
a voter
We're
under
back.
30 who would have watched tonight and could say, I have confidence
These are the
in
people
Joe
who need to
Biden
get together
casting my
and do a
vote for
struggle
4 more
session.
years of Biden.
Remains the candidate. You're not voting for Joe Biden.
Oh no, the spin
You are
room they
voting for
evacuated.
President Kamala Harris. Let's be honest.
Evacuated the
That is
spin
where the
room?
Trump
No,
campaign is
they-
gonna go with
they're
this.
coming
They
in
started
now.
down this road with a
They had to
ad
do
they
a-
released today.
they had to get their
But
talking
this
points.
conversation about who you're actually casting your vote for,
Pure bunker
the
moment.
volume is going.
I don't forgive. I can't. I'm not going to be able to forgive the party for putting in this position.
Look,
But
on the
I also
lies
think-
about on Donald Trump's
Dude,
lies.
I've
I mean,
never been
I
so
spent a lot
I've
of
never
time
been
thinking
more
about this
vindicated.
throughout
It's
the
the
debate
easiest
because,
lock, but like Jesus Christ.
Me in the media, I
know.
sit in the chair and not.
Fuck all
And
these liberals.
Biden.
I also think
Kamala
we should
is about to
let
go
voters
live on
absorb this
MSNBC.
and see what they
Uh-oh.
say, right? Let's look
They
at
might
the
surprise
dials.
you.
Let's
They're
look
bringing
at
out the big
Let's
guns.
look at where they are next.
On the Charlottesville thing, he was completely wrong. All right, so he's up there talking about Charlottesville.
Oh God, what are they gonna play? Oh, I thought they were gonna play the fucking clip of him stuttering immediately. That is so bad. Oh no. Frank Luntz, after the first commercial break, I asked my focus group of undecided voters how many of them are more convinced to vote for Joe Biden. 0 raised their hands. Half of them say they voted for Biden in 2020.
Yo, he popped off.
Dude, yeah, Jenk and you were right on Thanksgiving. Yeah, we had this conversation very publicly multiple times at this point. And it's like, oh no. Unless Kamala Harris goes up there and is like magically no longer doing perks, instead is like, switch it up to like some uppers and decides to start talking about a fucking coup, like a people's revolution or something, the Democratic Party's chances are fucking absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
This is the Onion article. Onion.
It's gonna be awesome when they win like the Texas Senate race and like lose fucking like New York.
No, it is the most insane thing I've ever seen. You were bringing this up before we switched over to CNN, but like the Democratic Party down ballot is going to, for the first time ever, potentially carry the top of the ticket. That's not normal. That doesn't happen. Like they literally are outperforming. Dude, Democratic senators in their races right now are outperforming Joe Biden in Nevada, Arizona, and many other fucking states by like 10 points, sometimes 15 points. That is so insane.
It doesn't happen. People literally, the really pro-Biden people are like, well, this literally can't happen. These numbers are too big. Well, maybe like it's not like that infeasible. Maybe there's something different about this one guy compared to like regular ass fucking Bob Casey or Jackie Rosen or whoever.
Someone in his focus group, in Franklin's focus group, said, I don't even know if Biden can make it to November. I mean, yeah, me. I think that.
Even if like he drops out here, it's still so fucking embarrassing because he could have dropped out like at any point before this. It didn't have to get to this point.
Yep. No, it is every single day that is wasted is getting closer and closer to absolute bedlam. I mean, we're already there. Like, what are they going to do? I guess they can do like the convention, like they can change it up, old school style, you know, rock out with your cock out like it's fucking the 60s again.
That he was
I know, that'd be kind of sick.
There were so many people.
Yeah, I don't even know how I mean, I guess the DNC technically, legally, because they fought that court case after 2016, they legally could choose whoever the fuck they want.
Oh, that's always been the case. They just don't do it like that ever since the 70s.
They could choose. I'm just saying they could choose whoever they want. Like they could literally completely cast aside all of the delegates and everything else and just be like, no, this is our guy.
That's always how it's worked. They always used to pick him out of back rooms. And some of our greatest presidents came out of back rooms. You know what? They chose FDR out of a back room.
And it is going to be an immense challenge.
Nicole Wallace on MSNBC talking about you can't change a candidate, but you can. There were people talking about how that process works and the convention is live and active. Oh my God, Cenk was right, dude. Vindication.
Draft Shank.
Or Donald Trump's felony conviction. The two things that they have talked about the most,
He's
the
so
fact that
full
that
of
is the biggest
himself. He wants to talk
contrast
about the shit
between
that
President
he
Biden
did.
and
He's
former
in regards
President
to
Donald
this.
Trump. Obviously, the felony conviction.
He
but
lit
also
up
what
when
they've
talking
done on
about golf.
reproductive
He lit
rights
up when
and the
talking
fact
about
that
Social
through the
Security. He was like
justices who
definitely
helped
good on
overturn
like
Roe
a couple
versus
issues,
Wade
but
were
that's
put over
it.
the Supreme Court
He lit up when
by
talking about how he
President
doesn't
Donald
support
Trump. But
abortion.
on January 6th
He
itself,
lit
as an
up
issue,
when talking about the presidential scholars. That was a big hit. Everybody wanted to know what presidential scholars think about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard that the academics don't like him. That's huge fucking news. Nobody knew that.
Dude, yeah. I'm a Pennsylvania HVAC business owner. I'm changing my mind instantaneously after this.
Dagger to the throat of democracy.
He's at a watch party.
No.
They're cheering 4 more years. He's speaking. What I'm curious about, okay?
Oh no.
Is does he know how bad this was?
This is
This moment.
They're
He walked
talking
out to
like
his aides and
they're
does he
talking
know?
about him like he's a
You
dog.
can hear him a little bit on the mic.
Like he's a dog that pooped on the carpet.
You know, he's not the first president who's had a really.
Since we can hear it, why don't we listen to a little bit of it? Okay.
Oh, does he know how bad he did?
We're gonna take out a giant cane.
All right, so there he is. Thank
That's
you, thank
it?
you. The rousing applause going to that party.
Turning
he
his
wasn't
back
a
on the
third that
crowd for
vibrant
extended
or
periods of time is
vigorous
pretty good.
inside.
To
This is the
misinformation,
gentlest way to put him
respond quickly
down.
to lies.
He hasn't been that Joe Biden in a long time.
Oh!
This
Well,
was
I
the
mean, my
culmina-
comment
this
was
the
it-
culmination
Chris
of the
Wallace, a
process.
fox
Perhaps, but it
knows with a
also
top
was
rope.
stark, you know, before.
There were also moments where the sentence would end, and there was maybe an attempt to have a back and forth between them.
Don't
Obviously,
bring
because
that
the
up.
mics, they weren't able to do
no.
that, and then there would be another question.
It wasn't that Biden
Bro,
didn't
they're
have to use
cooking.
your
They're
time
cooking 'em.
effectively, and unfortunately, the president did not do that.
I'm going to pick up on that. I mean, there was a question asked about what are you going to do for blacks and which black voters, which is a constituency that Biden is in terrible jeopardy of losing. He finishes his statement and
he's not, but after tonight maybe. But like
49
that's
seconds.
crazy. But they're saying he's That's insane that people say this kind of shit, by the way.
Security.
And she's like,
And I
no,
think it
that's
was
not
Dana
true.
Says, you have 82 seconds left. I mean, he wasn't
did
able
lose a
to
lot of
even
support,
fill the
but not,
2-minute
like,
time he was
outright.
given with the other guys might go up.
Because they're spending all their money at the Hasanabi broadcast at the top of the hour when there's a 3-minute ad break,
answer on that.
chat.
They were both answering questions
That's
about
why
very
parents are
different
leaving the-
topics. I mean, Chris and I turned to each other and said, "This was a question about childcare."
They have no more
costs."
money left. But Twitch Prime is free.
Yeah, but I'll note that
If you don't want to see the ads at the top of the hour, here's a 3-minute ad break
the
now.
Biden campaign agreed to that. Used it in the one moment where he brought up Stormy Daniels as well. Donald Trump denied
What
having
the
sex
fuck
with
is
her.
this?
And another
Polly
surreal
Market
moment in
2024
this debate. I don't
presidential
think that
election
that's
winner,
ever been
Donald Trump
uttered on a presidential
66%,
debate
plus
stage.
44.
But it was something that you see President
Joe
Biden
Biden
talk more
22%,
about
Gavin Newsom
from the White
6%.
House or in
Yo,
front of
gruesome
Joe
Gavin
or
Surge.
Trump's
Gavin
House.
Surge.
Spin January 6th. I just thought, oh, here we are in one of the most bizarre moments.
This
right?
makes
the
me
idea
so
that
sad. I
actually
hate
on
to see a
January 6th,
king-
there was a lot of good things happening, and if you just think
I hate to see a king thrive and have his moment in the spotlight and then just like be so sad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, dude, so Democratic Party loyalists mostly get their talking points from MSNBC and CNN and New York Times op-ed pieces. So if they are all in unison saying what like we've been saying for fucking months, like what are the guys gonna do? They can't think on their own. They can't come up with like, you know, they can't spin it on their own. They're fucking cooked. They have to be having like this shocking moment, I think. At this point, stop crying, bruh. Yeah, dude, I'm so fucking sad that everything I've been saying for the past couple of years at this point is like literally unfolding in front of people's eyes. Yeah. All these people that would like, you know, consider what I have to say to be incredibly radical are now like literally repeating it. This is literally 8 months after October 7 all over again. Where do you hear, you know, people repeating the shit that I've been saying for months?
Yeah.
It's a moment of vindication.
Yeah.
Jeff, pre-debate.
I mean, you have to start thinking about like how like you can do this. And I think like if Democrats want to convince him to drop out, they have to disguise themselves as somebody who he actually respects and can change his thinking. So if they can convince them that they are the real corn pop, they might actually be able to change his mind.
The winner of tonight's debate from the Democrats. Come on, bro. Moments before this post was made. Yeah. Dude, they should all be collectively deciding who's going to be the next president or who's going to be the next presidential candidate right now instead of fucking posting this shit like they won.
Yeah. Imagine being the intern who had to press send on that.
This is holy fuck. I mean, they don't give a fuck. They're all bloodless in general. They don't give a shit. They'll get clearly the Democratic Party staffers don't fucking want the Democrats to win because they have been showing that time and time again with the demonstration of the worst political instincts I've ever seen from a, you know, modern American political party.
Who should they run? Who do you think they should run?
I mean,
who do you think?
I think you're absolutely right.
Coming on CNN, let's go.
It's Gretsch. It's Big Gretsch.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it is.
Very
This is her
popular,
moment.
very important state, and very popular. She's like, she's a woman, so that'll make you know, the Democratic Party look even more woke on abortion.
Yeah. I don't think she would. I think if they asked her about abortion, she wouldn't talk about immigration instead.
Yeah.
Pritzker, he looks like he's pregnant. I'm sorry. I know people are a big fan of him because everybody's from Chicago for some reason. But
I like him because he's fat.
Yeah, I know. That's what's cool about him. He looks like the Kingpin from the Spider-Man movie, and that's
Like,
really important to me.
I'm not even remotely joking on that. Like, I just like him because he's so fucking fat, and I think that's awesome.
I know. Fetterman used to be like that, but he got really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, Fetterman just looks like an oaf. He's just like, it's
I
not the
know.
same. Like, Pritzker has like an energy to him.
Yeah. He's like a strength builder in Elden Ring.
We need a Sheldon Whitehouse. That's what we need.
That'd be cool.
Like, dude, anyone. I don't know. Like, literally anyone.
Obama. Bring back Obama.
Yeah, fuck it. Michelle Obama.
Oh, he can't run for a third term. Okay. Who cares?
Anything's better at this point.
Yeah. It would be
Anyway.
kind of, imagine him like winning this year and then he's president until he's like 86. It's gonna get so crazy.
I mean, he's gonna die. No, I'm sorry. Like, I think the Democratic Party is literally looking to like keep him alive, embalmed over the finish line, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Like, he sits down in the White House, or at inauguration, he just perishes. Like, he gets Thanos snapped out of existence.
They're doing it as a challenge run. They're like, it'd be too easy to run. It's like how like people play like video games.
Yeah,
like,
from
with
Elden Ring,
Donkey Kong.
yeah. He's doing a fucking, what is it called? SL1?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're doing an SL1 playthrough of the election.
Yeah.
They're playing it with the Donkey Kong bongos.
I don't know. I have nothing else to say. Like, it's just so, like, there was substantive things that we could talk about, but like, I don't think a single person is going to be looking at like the substance. And there were definitely a lot of moments where Donald Trump was just being fucking insane. Like, he started off so strong, which is the most important part, because like that's when everyone is watching, right? Like, the first 30 minutes is the most significant. And he basically dialed it back on the first 30 minutes. He had a couple of really good jabs. Joe Biden flubbed big time in the first 30 minutes. And then he started, you know, maybe overcooking a little bit, Donald Trump, I mean, and started just literally doing ad libs with the word immigrant, like trying to shove the word immigrant into as many conversations as possible. But
yeah, that's part of him trying to be smart Trump. That's like a thing that we're doing. That's how we might choose Burgum. That's smart Trump, when he like had those debate talking points about how he was actually reducing CO2 emissions, like with like pipelines. That was smart Trump. Like, he's overthinking it, and it's kind of lame. But like, and it'd be like, but Biden just can't press him on it.
wait, what? Tara Palmieri? What is Puck News? I mean, is Puck News legit? Now Republicans are starting to get paranoid. Latest text, honestly, this might have been bad for Trump. Biden may have been so bad they may replace him with someone that could actually beat Trump. I don't know about that. I doubt that they would.
I don't think you really say that. Well, I mean, they are kind of convinced that like they're gonna drop him out at any moment. That's kind of real. Like, Republicans like consistently like just have like at high levels have not been willing to believe that like they could actually run Biden.
Dude,
which I think
actually,
says a lot.
okay, are you ready for this tinfoil hat conspiracy? Gavin Newsom has been suspiciously close to the Biden White House for quite some time. He's always rearing his ugly head. It was a beautiful head, let's be real.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom has been secretly dipping Visine into Joe Brandon's water. Joe Brandon actually is getting poisoned by Gavin Newsom like he's a 1950s housewife with an abusive husband. Okay? With the hopes that he inevitably perishes. Okay? So that he can become the candidate. Because who do you see the most? You see Gavin the most. He's always around.
Putting in the fucking work. Because he's putting in the work. You can't fault him for that.
Mama Gretch is too busy. She's too busy fucking, being a good governor and shit.
Yeah.
Falling asleep at the wheel a little bit. Gavin Newsom, he's there. He doesn't give a fuck about California. Let me tell you.
Stuff. Yeah. It's not that hard to veto everything.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's only back in California to fucking veto bills like that everyone has democratically voted on 1,000,000 times over.
Yeah.
to refuse the people's will.
Motivate voters in the polls.
I think
Let's hear what he has to say.
Significantly don't support.
Damn, bro, he's listening to your Substack.
The American people always wanted this to be states' rights, which was laughable and absurd.
They already made up their
so
minds.
From that perspective, I don't think.
Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary.
He can even get himself to say unfounded.
And we've got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we're back because of one performance. Well, what kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs.
This was their idea to do this debate now. Yeah. And I wonder what you think they got out of it. What was Biden's strongest moment from this debate in your mind?
Well, again, back to the substance. He got
They got
stronger.
a lot out of it.
He had more stamina over the debate.
But was there one moment that you think sticks?
It's difficult to assess. I need a little bit more objectivity and time away from this in the context of trying to pick those moments.
Bro, he can't spin it. Even he can't spin it, bro. Come
on. This is
on.
an opportunity to, when you use the words, I didn't have sex with a porn star, you're not winning, you're losing. at that, Kate.
Yeah, totally, dude. Keep coping.
I know our friends in New York
for
have
sure.
questions for you. So if we could go back to New York City.
That dude, it's so bad that like even Rachel Maddow is not talking about it that much. Even like MSNBC's like, yeah, it's fucking over. It's over.
Do what? Planning on voting for him,
this?
who are worried that he seemed older than they expected tonight, that he
happened,
didn't
that's
seem to
real.
reassure people on stamina.
Check with Jocelyn Benson, the Secretary
We'll
of
talk
State
about
of
what
Michigan.
he has done
posted.
and what he's done recently.
What did she post? Did you link it to me on Discord? Mood. Team Michigan. What?
It's happening.
Oh God. Oh
It's
my
happening.
God. Get Big Gretch on the phone with the DNC. We need her. Oh, it's happening.
Yeah. That's what the
America
Secretary-
needs a hot president. Like
I know.
America's way happier when the president's hot. That was Donald Trump's only flaw. He just wasn't hot enough. That's why he's on Ozempic now. And he even brought it up when Joe Biden was fucking fat shaming him. When Joe Biden was fat shaming him, he was like, maybe I'm a little skinnier now. Oh.
That's why we need Newsom would be a hot president also.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Look at him looking at the camera with his baby eyes.
We need to
All right.
The Democratic
He's boring.
Party's,
He's dick riding
leaders
too hard.
are
Let's hear
already
Van Jones.
abandoning
Now
Joe
was
Biden,
Val
and they're
Jones.
saying
Van Jones.
that
on substance, Biden.
Are they doing like JFK cope right now? They're like, oh well, what if people are listening on the radio?
Oh my God, you still sound bad.
Oh no, he sounded bad on the radio too, man. What's happening?
Take Van's position out there. The main organizing impetus in the Democratic Party is keep Donald Trump in retirement.
Like Steve Ricchetti, people like Anita Dunn, who will have very direct conversations with the president. He is not somebody who shies away. He is absolutely, I think as was said
Untrue.
earlier.
That's literally untrue. He's openly sheltered himself from any fucking criticism.
From having tough conversations and having direct feedback. So yes, absolutely.
No, that's how we got here, because he's not having tough conversations. No,
Discussions with
that's
him
cope.
about how that the rest of the country hated the performance. I think we got to see what voters have to say.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wait, they have the poll?
John.
Do they have the poll?
I want to see.
Oh, damn.
I want to
I
see
wanna see the poll.
Dude. When the paid professional dick riders are literally being like, we have to execute him, we have to kill him, we have to push him down a flight of stairs, and then and then also maybe even execute Kamala Harris. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to fix this entirely from the top to bottom. Like when they're saying shit like that, no, dude, what do you think the average guy is thinking?
Yeah.
We already know. Polls have consistently shown time and time again the overwhelming majority of likely Democratic Party voters are straight up saying that they think Joe Biden is too old. The polls show that
86% of the public, 86% of people, and they act like that's just like one consideration you have to balance out. Oh wait, what?
no, this is heading into the night from Kornacki. Poll, not capable of handling the presidency because of age. Joe Biden 45%, Donald Trump 16%.
And it's like, oh, they're almost the same age. It's like they did like in 2016. It's childish. I don't know how they even believe it. It's not what the actual reality is. It's like perception. That's all that's ever mattered in politics. If you said back in 2020 that oh, people might not like Medicare for all, but it's the better policy, they would have laughed at you. But for some reason now, it's acceptable to be like, oh, well, Joe Biden's actually a good president, so it doesn't matter what people think. I thought that the whole point of this was that you're supposed to actually meet people where they are. Since when did we become fucking babies about this? Come on.
I mean, it's always been the underlying basis of the mentality the Democratic Party routinely represents, which is you have to vote for us. If you vote for us, we can win. The entitlement is actually seeped into orifices that it normally did not operate inside of, where at least there was a level of competence demonstrated by the likes of Hillary Clinton to a certain degree, even though she was unlikable in a representation of elite politics or whatever, but she was at least obviously not deteriorating in front of our fucking eyes.
Lady. She won the first debate in a landslide.
So ultimately, right? It doesn't now it's gotten to a point where it's no, you have to vote for this carcass. Maybe if you vote for this carcass, we'll save democracy. It's bro, at a certain point, you got to swap this shit out because Americans don't vote like that.
in your own best interest, because like I mean I guess like their Senate candidates are doing fine, but it's like it doesn't help the party to have like this unviable person. Oh, they got this shit out quickly.
Bro,
Like,
Nicholas
wow,
Kristof wrote an article before Brandon was done going home. President
Damn, they
Biden,
had the
I've
shit
seen
prepared.
enough. Oh my God. Oh, it's so done.
God, the knives are out, huh?
Oh my God, dude. They're
I
just
didn't have
ageist.
anything prepared. Everybody thinks I'm a hater. I didn't have like some article like in the drafts for this. These people are they're fake friends.
Yeah, I mean, holy fuck, this is so bad. They have to, you know, they have to do something.
I want to see what the polling is like.
Oh, I know. I don't know why they haven't shown it yet. They're hiding the truth from us. Oh, let's hear what fucking she has to
have
say.
him out there and active and doing a lot of it. I mean, if Chris Christie is waiting in the wings to endorse, tomorrow is the day. So, you know, I don't know what they have up
that's
their
what we've been
sleeves,
waiting
but that's
for.
what they need. I will also say, and I don't know the answer to this, so I'm posing it to you all know.
Oh, it's like Chris Christie. Chris Christie's the most unpopular person in the country.
Oh, here's Kamala Harris.
Inside the Democratic Party.
Oh,
right
here,
now
let's
because
hear what this charisma suck has to say. You know she's excited.
The president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American.
On mental deterioration.
There was a slow start, but it was a strong finish.
It was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back.
How
on
hard
Trump's
is she
lies.
holding back?
Donald Trump lied over and over and over again. As
This is the narrative?
Disavow what happened on January 6th.
Look at stuff
He would
differently than how
not
they actually do, so we're not going to change anything.
stand by the election results this November.
Also, even on substance, like the Democratic Party sucks. What do you mean? Immigration is a massive fucking problem in the way, like a political problem, right? And like their solution is awful.
Completely ambiguous.
Bro, she's suffering from, you know how like there's an Adderall shortage? She's suffering from the benzo shortage. She's actually fucking alert right now.
Donald Trump on the stage tonight. I mean, you debated against
He ate all of his medicine.
Then Vice President Trump, excuse me, Vice
Trump
President
got into the medicine cabinet
years ago.
Or not Trump, I mean Biden.
The point that you're making about a 1.5 hour debate tonight, I'm talking about
It was too long.
3.5 years office, negotiating bipartisan deals so that we have an infrastructure, a real infrastructure plan where we're putting trillions of dollars on the streets of America to upgrade our infrastructure. Whether it be the person I see in the Oval Office who is meeting with convening world leaders who often ask for his advice. Most recently, just during the G7
debate that your campaign wanted. You pushed for this debate at this moment. I mean, you can't honestly say, I mean, can you say that you are not concerned at all having watched the president's performance tonight?
It's so bad.
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November. I'm talking about one of the most important elections in our collective lifetime. And do we want
You're trying to own it?
It's
probably a better idea than
look
fucking
at
avoiding
what
reality.
November will, or do we want to continue on a course that's about strengthening America's economy, building and creating 15 million
She's just
Americans?
talking about the talking points. She can't even do it. She can't resort back to anything
I got
else.
that this is the
said it was a
afterplay
slow
for the debate,
start.
this conversation that I'm in. Recognize that the choice in November between these two people that were on the debate stage involves extraordinary stakes. And there's one person on that stage who has the endorsement of their
Are you ready? They invoke the 25th Amendment. Okay.
Yes.
They invoke the 25th Amendment on Joe Biden, which is something that they wanted to do to Trump. The Democratic Party tries to do this. And then it doesn't, I don't know what the process looks like, but it would be very funny if the Republicans somehow stopped it from happening because they think he's the perfect.
Yeah, they could, I think. Yeah, because you need the cabinet members to vote in favor of it, and then I think the Congress has to like vote in favor of it too. So they could keep him in power, I think.
Yeah, this is awesome. Also, it's wild to see CNN be so contentious to a bunch of fucking to a bunch of liberals. Like it's just you know they're just hitting him on like a lot of stuff that they would normally be super nice about.
51 years.
The person we
These are
saw
big
tonight,
issues,
the president we saw
substantive
tonight on that
issues.
stage, is that how he is every day?
Joe Biden that I
A great way to ask that question. Anderson Cooper's such a piece of shit, dude. He's so good
because it
when he
just
wants
doesn't
to
happen,
be.
but Joe Biden can make NATO even have a reason for
Yeah, I'm a Rust Belt voter, and this is exactly why I'm voting for Joe Biden, because he brought in Sweden and Finland into NATO.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I'm a Harry Truman Democrat.
Yeah. The fucking dollar menu is like $8, but you know what, dude? I'm voting. I'm voting for the NATO thing. Thank God.
They said Sweden is in NATO now. Holy shit! Did you know Finland was historically neutral?
Oh wow! What a fucking own, dude. Thank you, Joe Biden.
You know he sent $200 billion to Ukraine and they're losing.
No, that's why. Oh, dude, Donald Trump hit that line so well when he's like, "This guy
They wouldn't have done
Zelensky,
it.
he comes in, he's the greatest salesman." And then he even turned around and was like kind of more moderate about it too. I'm not even saying it's bad.
Yeah, he's trying to be smart, Trump. This convinced me he's going to pick Doug because he was trying to be smart. He was trying to be wise.
Yeah, dude, Bergamaniacs, we are rising up. I'm not even, I'm unironically a Bergamaniac. We've been really excited at the prospect.
Yeah, he's in the top
community.
now. It'd be funny if Trump picks Vance and like totally blows this. Like the headlines just all become about how like he picked a guy who's like an apologist for rape.
Oh yeah, JD Vance is also so ugly. He's just, he's not like Burgum. Burgum's hot.
No,
Trump
yeah,
needs a hot
Burgum.
guy. Trump needs a
Burgum's got
hot
that
guy.
Brezhnev riz.
Also, Burgum is like, I feel like cutting out the middleman. You know what I mean? JD Vance is like the middleman for Peter Thiel. Burgum himself is the billionaire, and he's like tapped in with the fucking Bill Gates of the world. You know?
Yeah, I did see Ben Rhodes, who's like a really close Obama guy, was like telling people they didn't see what they saw is not the way to respond to this. I'm hoping that this is like some like deep shit with about Obama, like how H.W. Bush, whenever he wanted to say something, he would always get like one of his boys, like Brent Snowcroft, to write some like article, and it was understood that that's what like H.W. Bush thought. I'm hoping that that's the case with Ben Rhodes, but I mean, I don't know.
No, yeah.
I think Obama could save this. House Democrats are saying we need Whitmer. I met like a member of the House of Representatives on a train once, and Whitmer pilled them.
What is this? What is this? I asked Governor Gavin Newsom, are you going to be the next Democratic nominee? That's his answer while he's glowing.
Are you going to be the next Democratic nominee?
No, our nominee is Joe Biden. I'm looking forward to voting for him in November. He's going to be our nominee.
Because you know that everyone are talking about you as a possible nominee now.
Oh my God, bro. He can't even hide it. Look at his
smiling.
fucking smile ear to ear. Bro, that's okay. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude.
This is Game of Thrones shit.
Bro, Kamala is so not ready for this moment, by the way. I thought maybe she would be. I feel like Kamala Harris is such a fucking loser. Like, even she knows she's not getting this slot. Like,
yeah, she's going to lose the contested convention.
Oh, dude, it's Gavin Newsom time.
Are you going to be the next?
He laughs at the end. Oh.
He is floating right now. He is so happy.
Oh my God. He's like, all the Visine I've secretly put into Joe Biden's water. Really pushing him over the edge. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Kamala could have said he had a cold. She doesn't even know the leaks. I know. He is fucking scheming, dude. Gavin Newsom, you scumbag. Gavin Newsom has so many negatives, I think. Like, that's why, unlike Gretchen Whitmer, I think like Gavin Newsom.
Oh no.
Under a normal situation, Gavin Newsom would be a fucking dog shit candidate, in my opinion. Specifically
I don't
because
know. I mean, the thing is with him is that he never tries. And then when they did the recall against him and he did try, he actually had a good result with that. But then in 2022, he didn't try and he did shit. So I don't know. Maybe if he locks in, maybe we haven't seen his full power.
But I mean, like, he's dog shit in the sense that, like, he has so many weaknesses, I think.
Yeah.
Like, one, being, obviously being, like, the governor of California. A lot of the country looks at California as, like, this bedlam, like, lawless land where immigrant homeless people are walking around like zombies and speaking languages you've never heard before and fucking killing people, right? Like they think like people are doing the knockout game outside of my fucking door right now to the old white ladies. So there's that. California also has like real problems in terms of the homelessness issue. The housing market is absolutely fucked. So I feel like you have like all of the social issues that many of the even swing states would be like, oh, we don't really like that much. But then beyond that, you could just like talk about how bad the housing market is. And the campaign against them would be, don't make my country look like California, because everyone's understanding of California is Skid Row. Like everywhere in California is Skid Row.
Yeah, you don't run like the governor of Arkansas for like the Republican nominee. Like you don't do that.
Yeah. So
Michigan is kind of nice. They got like nice like beaches there. They got nice woods.
Yeah. Axios has comments from the Dem U.S. House Reps, by the way. What they're saying, one House Democrat described the president's debate performance as awful, exclaiming, "What the fuck? I am in a state of shock," said another. Why are you shocked? I fucking hate these pieces of shit. How are you shocked? That's how he is.
They've been in La La Land. It's like they just hear them say, oh, Biden's actually really sharp behind closed doors, and they legitimately believed it.
I just don't understand it. Like, are you never around him? Like, what's happening? You never see him? You don't see any videos? When Karine Jean-Pierre says it's actually AI, you think that it's actually AI? Is that what you think is going on?
Yeah, well, he doesn't meet anybody, so I guess they assumed he had to be. It's like too big to fail. It's like, well, he wouldn't be running if he was really that bad. It's like he wouldn't be that irresponsible.
Yeah, they have no understanding that like Joe Biden can be just as narcissistic and like childlike as Donald Trump. They don't think about that. Like it's like not in their realm of comprehension that like this guy could be just holding on for dear life at this thing because out of pure resentment, pure spite.
Yeah. That would be kind of cool if it wasn't for like how consequential it is.
One female House Democrat said it's time for a woman to save both these men from their misery. President Whitmer has a strong ring to it, referring to Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Whitmentum.
Yeah. They're saying it. They're saying Big Gretch all around the halls of Congress. Yeah, it's I don't know. Do we even talk about the policy, the substance? Like it was.
He said he was the most pro-Israel president in his one moment of lucidity.
Yeah. I'm glad that he woke up for that one where he was like, they gyrated on that shit. They were like, I knew it was going to be a fucking slop job. Like they were going to be fucking panicking on who gets to talk about how much they want to suck Benjamin Netanyahu's dick harder. And they showed up for that. I'm glad that they did that. They went hard on that.
Yeah, I'm checking my DMs. We are cooked, brother. It's never been more over.
Yeah, so, no, I've been getting text messages nonstop. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Yeah. Newsom is at like 20 cents in like the presidential betting odds, which I think that's just MAGA money. I don't think that's real, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
The 35 uncommitted delegates deciding the contested convention.
A chatter asks, can you explain Charlottesville comparison to the Palestine thing? I didn't understand that. Yes.
Oh,
in the media circles. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. He was saying that the pro-Palestine encampments and like protest are equivalent to the Charlottesville riots.
Yeah.
That was his.
Because in media circles, and not because if you're getting everything filtered through the lens of this broadcast, like you get a very different perspective. But like in mainstream media, it is not even discussed as anything but like deeply anti-Semitic. Those college protests are seen by those over the age of 35 as like the most anti-Semitic thing anyone has ever done. Like that's why when I cover like the LA synagogue protests where they were just like trying to sell real estate in the fucking West Bank, like stolen real estate, the way that they covered it in mainstream media from Fox News all the way to Morning Joe was like, they are attacking synagogues because Jewish people are trying to pray in there. Like they don't.
They said it was a pogrom.
Yeah, no. Van Jones literally called it a pogrom.
Yeah,
that's what he said. He said like walking in. He said going to a neighborhood, a Jewish neighborhood with a keffiyeh is akin to waving the fucking Confederate flag in a black neighborhood. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's just he's really like a deep sleeper cell at this point.
Oh, now they're doing the fact checks. Oh, here we go. Finally.
Well, yeah, that's going to work. It's only taken 10 years.
Trump in 2018.
I love that everybody, even the Democrats, wanted Roe overturned. Like, no one believes that. It doesn't matter. I don't think Republicans believe that. I have not met... Dude, that is the worst way to try to defend this position, which is like pretty indefensible in general. But I'm kind of shocked that they couldn't come up with anything better. Like, it's states' rights, and also everybody, all the legal scholars wanted to overturn Roe v. Wade. That's what he keeps going with? Like, that's so bad, brother. That is so cooked.
Stuff he said, I mean, it wasn't exactly 200 million, but it's like 150 billion.
His far more. He said Biden indicted him again.
No. Even the fact checks are fucking kind of like...
The Trump chief of staff, John Kelly.
Dude, these fact checkers are actually kind of not even cooking Trump a little bit. Like, they're like, oh, it's only 71%. Like, come on, bro.
For 10 years, though he did at least once speak of, quote, predators.
He said we didn't have water.
About black.
Dude.
Long list.
Dude, that was the worst fact checking I've ever seen.
Yeah, they were just like going by the numbers there. They weren't really trying.
Oh, that's little crazy.
Marco.
Like
little Marco.
Appearance of everything as we've been talking about.
That's the vice president you're talking to. That's the next vice president. No, he's not getting that.
Points. Does that give you pause?
Well, first of all, some of those are off in the 4 years Trump was president. Then in the
damn, why is he being nice? Why is he not cooking Biden right now?
NATO, are you going to stay in NATO?
Wait, he didn't even say anything. That's just Biden.
Are you okay with that? He shrugged.
Well, I think this is the negotiator in him. I was in the Senate when he was the president.
The United States.
My controversial opinion is that Donald Trump is actually right about demanding more money from other NATO partners because America is a dying empire, and that like this is a protection racket ultimately, a protection racket that benefits the military-industrial complex. But like he literally is just like demanding more money from those guys. Like he's just like, no, you got to pay more. You got to pay more for American weapons. I think that's what he's saying. Just like his opinion on the tariffs, the Biden administration basically adopted that position. And even with respect to like NATO, I think I wouldn't be shocked if like, I mean, we know since Ukraine, European allies, as Marco Rubio correctly pointed out, have literally paid more into NATO. They have started developing their own weapons more. They've also started pulling their own weight, I guess. Like they literally, obviously I disagree with the underlying premise that NATO should exist. But if you are like an American general, I suspect that you don't necessarily have that much of an issue with Donald Trump saying like, oh, European countries need to put in more to NATO.
Yeah. And the shit with that, and not a lot of people know this, but they did pass a law in Congress that said you can't withdraw from NATO without the Senate agreeing to it. So like, in terms of that being a legitimate issue, it like doesn't really exist.
Oh yeah, no, that of course, it's American foreign policy. That's fucking bullshit. Anyone who thinks that like a president can change alter the trajectory of American foreign policy, especially like one of the most significant aspects of American foreign policy, is delusional, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just not a thing that will ever happen.
We see that, and perhaps
what?
Because he knows Doug already took that shit. He has nothing left to live
United
for.
States because they feel our president is.
I mean, it's definitely not him. Out of all this, out of all the picks, like he's the one guy I don't think he's ever had a shot. He doesn't want to be rude to a dying man. What happens if Biden dies before he's elected? I mean, they just have to put another person in that. Like Kamala Harris becomes the president, but I doubt that the DNC would want her to be the presidential candidate.
Yeah.
So.
She's a danger to the establishment.
Yeah, she's powered up by dialectical materialism. That's why they're afraid. They're afraid that she's going to do a Marxist revolution.
Yeah,
a proletarian.
I did see, supposedly the Univision panel, like a lot of the Latino undecided voters said that they like wanted to vote for Biden now. I think that was because of Trump constantly saying they were all criminals. So I mean, maybe like.
That's,
not everybody.
See, yep, there you go. It would be really nice, don't you think, if the alternative to Trump wasn't also being like, well, immigrant rapists and their victims need to get abortions. When being asked about abortion, like, yeah, beautiful white women that are getting raped by these barbaric immigrants. They need to get abortions too.
That was literally his angle. That was the only way they could get his racist ass to say that, like, we need abortions are valuable. Because Biden is just fucking pro-life. He doesn't like abortion.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
This is Earth 2. This is not a factually based thing at all. But he repeatedly...
Side to your point, Rachel. First of all, what they are talking about is they are attempting, and what he is acutely aware of is what he has done and intended to do is not politically sign it.
No mention about guns or gun control? Yeah, guess what, dude? I fucking called that shit too. I told you they were going to talk about fucking gun control. No shot.
Fundamental. The idea that the government would take the ability of an individual.
Oh God, she's so fucking bad, dude. Oh God, oh my God, the Democratic Party. What the fuck, dude? What the absolute fuck? It's so funny because it's like a Game of Thrones all the way down. Because like the Democratic Party is basically relying at this point on, like, I don't know, some fucking random like Arkansas Republican to come out and be like, I think women that have sex out of marriage should be murdered, and then the Supreme Court of the state for some weird reason decides that, yeah, no, that is actually sound or some shit, like a state legislature passes a bill like that. And then like it, it relitigates and re-triggers the fucking abortion conversation over and over again. And that's basically all they got. And to be fair, the Republican Party keeps doing that shit. I saw you post about it the other day. Like, there was another fucking moment where they're like, there was the 10 Commandments shit that they did. Yeah. Which was so silly, so stupid. Who the fuck are you doing this for? Even the Supreme Court recognizes with the way that CNN is doing polls. All right, let's take a look. Flash polls. Oh, brother, here it is.
Debate watchers in our instant poll, and the answer is a resounding Donald Trump did. 67% of debate watchers in our poll say Donald Trump won the debate tonight. Joe Biden, 33% say he won the debate tonight. Now, this group of debate watchers, they told us who they thought would win the debate going into it before the debate.
Oh, no, this is going to be so sad.
And take a look at how that changed over time. 55% thought before the debate that Donald Trump would win the debate. 45% thought two men debating 4 years ago. That's not always a comparison we have, obviously. The rematch is pretty unique. And so take a look at the complete reversal 2020, where Biden 60% Joe Biden won that debate that night to the country. Confidence in ability to lead the country. 14% said they have a lot of confidence in Biden. 36% of debate watchers said no confidence in Joe Biden's ability to lead the country.
The
44%,
majority.
again, that is not a great number. That is a healthy plurality there.
That's not even good for Trump.
It's not. But I mean, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Trump sucks too. Like, it's just like, this is a race of who sucks worse.
A majority say Joe Biden, they're not confident he can do it.
This is a fucking CNN poll after the debate. Oh God, it's so cooked.
That David just shared with us. 0. Which is what.
But remember, we're
hearing in punditry
about a high bar. We went in thinking
it's called
about
partisanship.
Low bars,
There are Democrats who will say he won no matter what.
Exceeding expectations.
She said it's not 100-0. I've never heard this level of copium before. That's like Fox News wouldn't do that level of dick riding for Trump.
No. They would be embarrassed.
What the fuck? Well, one person said that Trump did well.
His age and his ability to lead another 4 years. So when you look at the first debate in 2020,
he's absolutely right. Like, some of you guys won't see the top of the hour ad break because you're subscribed, and many others who are unsubscribed will see the top of the hour ad break, unless you subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
That people have about.
You objectively can't say Trump won, though. He proved he's an outright dipshit. What? Everybody knows he's a dipshit. He was the fucking president. What are you talking about?
He's been running for president for a decade. Like this has already been established.
Yeah, dude. People are. Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the one guy who's like, who's this Trump guy? Let me tune into CNN. Oh wow, he seems like kind of an asshole. Like. These guys are maxed out on name recognition. One guy has been in politics for 100 years. The other guy was a TV personality and, like, the most polarizing president. I don't know if you knew that or not. It's not 2016, chatter. Everybody knows, and everybody's made up their fucking minds. Right now, it's a race to the bottom on like people that aren't currently motivated to go out to vote, but you know, maybe they will go, all right, you know what? This is pushing me over the edge.
Yeah, you have to. This is why it's just such a missed opportunity, because the theory of the case for Biden this entire time has always been that Trump has done the best with the people who are paying the least attention, and Biden does the best with the people who are paying the most attention. So ideally for Biden, the hope is that that difference is only because people just aren't paying attention. They forgot how bad Trump is, and like once the election gets closer and you have these big high-profile events, people will like realize how much they hated him, and things will like kind of return. It'll look more like it does in the Senate races. This was supposed to be one of the big chances he had to do that, and you would think that, like, given the difference between perception and reality with Trump is getting so extreme, people are remembering him as this strong, decisive leader when he objectively is just a dipshit. You would think that like this type of event where people are just paying more attention to Trump and how stupid he is would get in the way of that. It would make them reconsider. Biden did the thing that destroyed this, and what I didn't even think could have been possible, like giving him maybe too much credit than I should have. He got in the way of that. So it was a massive missed opportunity. It made an already big problem even worse. And like, just even if like you really believe that Biden like has a track to winning, this just went the exact opposite way you would want.
Yeah, this person says, dude, just put your MAGA bag hat on, get your money. This is USA. Dude, you don't seem all that polarized against Trump. What do you want me to do? I'm an online political commentator with political opinions that are completely outside of the neat little confines of liberal mainstream media. I am not even getting looks from the Democratic Party for like media opportunities or even like linking up with prominent Democrats. Not that I want to. Like, do you think I have any fucking sway in this at all? Who do you think is more powerful in like, who do you think is more responsible for the upcoming shocking electoral defeat for Joe Biden? Me, a Twitch streamer, or the DNC, who is literally pushing a cadaver over the finish line, even though I have been saying and everyone else has been saying outside of the DNC has been saying that he's old as fuck and he should not be running. If you want to win, you cannot have him run.
Yeah, to the extent that media figures have made an impact, it's been all the liberals who have been just denying reality up to this point and creating this like false sense of security among these people. Like, if you want somebody to like actually be helpful for the Democratic Party, the best thing to do is to tell the truth, because what they've been doing now hasn't been getting them anywhere.
Yeah. Ay. Bro, Indiana banned Pornhub. That is a much bigger issue. The government is overstepping. The nanny state has come for the gooners. This was a big mistake for them.
They came for gooners.
Yeah.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
Oh, no, bro. Are you serious? Bro, they're talking to him
like he's a dog.
This is like, I don't give Kaya treats when she does this, okay? Like, this is like basic, you know, you're house trained. Like, you didn't pee inside the house. Congratulations. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I think I talk to my dog when she sits.
And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
Bro, Jill is running the show, by the way. Straight up. I'm a truther. I'm a Jill Biden truther. She is keeping this motherfucker in the race. He has look at his eyes. They're dead.
Elder abuse girl boss.
He has no idea what's going on. He does not know what's happening. He's like, yeah, did I do good? Did I say the lines? Thank you. Oh my God.
Should run.
Dude, remember
Italian girl boss.
Remember when their big thing was like Joe Biden fucks Jill super hard to like to neuter the fucking the propaganda that like to the attacks that Joe Biden was like old. He was like, no, you don't understand. He blows her back walls out. he's having so much sex with Jill Biden.
Yeah, the Lincoln bedroom looks like a war zone
till the walls are sweating. Oh no. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Politico article just dropped. Democrats consider the unthinkable. It's time for Biden to go. Key donors are already blowing.
The unthinkable.
Yeah. Well, unthinkable if you're like only watching MSNBC, and I guess that they keep telling people that Joe Biden is fucking really hard. Yeah. That's what it is. They were just like, wait, I don't get it. What's happening? Like, the sense of panic and shock that they're demonstrating is so funny to me. It's like, have you not seen anything? Like, were they actually hallucinating this whole time?
Yeah, I think it's kind of fake. I think it has to be. I mean, either that or they all need to be voted out of office. But I mean, I do think it was just sort of a big lie thing where they thought, well, there's no way he could be lying about this because it's so important. They underestimated how much of a malignant narcissist he is.
Yeah, maybe they thought like, no, he is good, I think. No, everyone keeps saying he's good. Behind closed doors, he's just holding it in. He's secretly really good.
Yeah.
Oh. Lefty here.
Mark Hamill is saying it was an off night.
What is this? Lefty here. I will say that take was horrible. Dems have been winning. Yes, Biden is old, but I feel like we've forgotten what Trump has done. Sometimes I feel like you speak from a place of privilege. My sister had health complications in her pregnancy in Texas. Luckily, she overcame them. This isn't a joke. Wait, what are you? You know Biden is president right now, right? Like, what are we talking about?
Like, we're not the ones who are doing this. He's the one who's fucking senile. I mean, everybody else can see it.
I'm losing my mind. Like, I think people are so
manifested him into being senile.
I think they see people see me laughing. Like, people see us laughing at the situation because like we've been saying this for so fucking long that there's nothing you can do at this point. You just have to sit back and laugh at it. Like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Go fuck it. I can't say it.
I wrote an article about it before he even launched his fucking campaign, saying exactly this. It's more than a year later. Like, at a certain, you can only do so much if you're not going to listen. I mean, people like could not understand. Like, I had a lot of liberals who followed me after the 2022 midterms, and they all got so pissed at me because I like said that like he was too old. They could not comprehend why I was saying it. They were saying that like Chapo Trap House was bribing me with drugs into like saying it. They just couldn't comprehend it. And then it's like once they can't deny reality, they like accuse you of manifesting it.
Yeah, we made Biden demented.
Yeah.
No, John, it's so bad. It's just like, I mean, I get it. I wish we had someone else, but I feel as though we underestimate the damage Trump has done. No one is underestimating that. He literally said immigrant rapist barbarians are like behind every corner, ready to fucking pounce for like an hour and a half. What are you talking about?
Yeah, only like 36% of people said they had confidence in him. Like, he didn't do well.
It's crazy. It's crazy that people like. It's crazy to make it seem like when you get a sense of powerlessness, you have to like lash out at whatever you can. So you just immediately go like, no, it can't be that like the Democratic Party is fucking up super hard. It must be that like these guys are just, not taking this seriously. It's like, no, dude, I could vote for Joe Biden a million times over. I could door knock for Joe Biden every single day from today until the election, okay? And it will not move the needle in the direction that you want it to move. Whereas the Democratic Party could literally tomorrow change the outcome, or at least try to salvage the situation. They could have definitely changed the outcome and made it significantly better, a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you not see the two girls that got killed in New York? You're a fucking weirdo. They got raped by illegals in the past 9 months. Dude.
Wasn't that like a fake story?
I don't even know, but it's like so unimaginably stupid that this guy's trying to talk about something serious while simultaneously saying illegals, but also using the term graped. I fucking hate TikTok so much, dude. Like, brother, I don't know if you know this, but your hyper-specific anecdotes might come across as like super fucking passionate, right? In the moment. But that's not how this works. Okay?
Yeah.
Undocumented immigrants quite literally are responsible for less crime per capita than natural-born U.S. citizens. That's it. If you want to solve crime, I guess we got to swap out dumbasses like you with undocumented migrants in this country. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you want me to lint, you fucking idiot? He's so mad. He's so fucking upset. Yeah. 15% because COVID, dumbass Joe LMFAO. Yikes, true. He's like, no, you don't understand. Immigrants are in every corner waiting to potentially do rapes.
Yeah. There are 10 million Guatemalans blowing up the Lincoln Memorial right now.
Yeah,
and
that
Joe
tweet
Biden's
is
letting them do that.
That tweet is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
The guy. I mean, that was probably the best. That was the most banger tweet of the entire fucking night. Whereas I retweeted it.
There's
Biden
another
look-
good one where somebody said Trump called Biden a Palestinian, so Biden immediately worked to destroy his campaign.
Yeah. CNN focus group in Warren, Michigan coming up. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Biden, look, the fact is we can't. We don't. Look, here's the deal. And this is no fooling, Trump. There are 10 billion Guatemalans attacking the Lincoln Memorial right now. It's just, that was it. Over and over again.
Yeah. Trump fumbled it, I think. I mean, I feel like the last hour or so is just not strong. He didn't come across well. Like when he was like kind of riffing at the beginning, like, oh, like I don't think he even knows what he's saying.
Yo,
yeah, this from like
Twitter breaking news. Twitter breaking news. Joe Biden will, it's fucking,
yeah.
It's from 2008. I thought it was a fake account.
He ran for president in 2008. He ran for Senate while the Vietnam War was happening.
Yeah.
His first platform for Senate had policies on the Vietnam War.
Yeah. The New York City story was 2 cops got shot. Illegal immigrant who allegedly shot. Dude, this is so Breitbart Black Crime tab, by the way. Like, illegal immigrant watch is what they're doing. Which is so crazy because like they did this with crime in general, right? They did this with crime for like a good 2 years, right? Crime is on the rise. And I was like, this is hysterical. This is just crime panic. And it wasn't real at the time. And I wished upon the Democratic Party for cooler heads to prevail and sit back and be like, all of this stuff is nonsensical, it's hysterical. Crime is literally lower than it has ever been. Historically, this is just a big bump after COVID. Okay, in comparison to pre-COVID, post-COVID, crime is going to literally be the same. Crime is going to go down as it has for years, and it did, and it absolutely did. So then they moved on. Now they're like illegal immigrants are doing crimes, and that is not the case either. This doesn't mean that there are no illegal immigrants that. Like illegal immigrants are magically incapable of doing crime. That's not what I'm saying at all. But that's not how data works. Okay. Yeah. You can't just like rely on one anecdote to be like, no, you don't understand. Like this is a massive fucking problem. Okay.
It's not a meaningful social issue. It's not a meaningful political issue. It's like, it's not worth taking seriously. I kind of don't envy how you actually have to deal with actual right wingers.
No, I love right wingers. They're awesome. Yeah. Dude, I prefer right wingers to like annoying, smarmy liberals who will be like, you're the reason why Joe Biden is losing, or like, the fucking pro NatSec liberals are way more annoying than the Republicans because the Republicans are like coming 100%. At it from unfettered racism, so you can just like address it. But like liberals will try to take an academic approach to why America has to continue having 800 military bases, or else or else the Chinese will take over and do homophobia everywhere.
That tweet from David Shore, he was like, I'd rather have 4 degrees Celsius temperature rise than China be the predominant power. It's just psychotic.
That's what I mean. It's like ultimately the goal is the same. Ultimately the justifications are the same, but like the other side's like attitude towards it is so smarmy because they're like trying to use emancipatory language, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at least the Republicans will come in here and be like, no, we have to kill all the sand N-words. And I'm like, okay, you're a fucking psychopath and I know exactly what you are.
Yeah.
Democrats would be like, no, we have to kill all of the Arabs because they're homophobic.
Yeah. And they call themselves like social democrats or whatever. It's so lame.
Yeah.
Steve Schmidt, the guy who co-founded the Lincoln Project, said Biden should drop out.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Lincoln Project.
That's actually what? That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I didn't know he was on that shit. I remember Bill Kristol was like really big on the Biden should drop out stuff. He followed me for that reason. Peanut Oomphy.
Any clue where there was no pushback against Trump's misinfo? Because it's Trump. And because what are you supposed to do? Just fucking pause the debate? And also because CNN is already like kind of right wing and gearing up for a Trump election, in my opinion. Like I think they you know, they see the writing on the wall. They look at Fox News's numbers and they're like, well, everyone's numbers are down, but like they were pretty good when Trump was president. Like that's probably the way that they're approaching the matter.
Yeah, people accuse me of like wanting Trump to win for that reason, which like that's not how my universe is. People like left wing people do not like paying attention to politics when like right wingers are winning.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, it ultimately doesn't really matter. It's just like I don't even think a second Trump term will cause the same like ratings boom that like media analysts are predicting. In my opinion, I think people will
just be depressed.
Yeah, people are just gonna be like, people are so checked out after Biden. I think like even if Trump were to become president, like shit would go south, like 100%. It would be awful. Make no mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think he will have the same like captivating aura that he did the first time around.
Yeah, well, because it was a shock when he won. It was all novel. And there was a really good point. I think it was by like not Jennifer Rubin, Michelle Goldberg. She said like the core basis for like the interest in Trump was like there was like, will they stop him? Will Republicans ever break from him? Can he get away with it? And the answer to that, if he wins a second term, well, no, he just won. So there won't be any intrigue. It'll just be 4 years and then he'll go away.
Yeah.
It'll just be sad.
Damn, Jank is calling it out. On behalf of everyone who tried to warn you but got nothing but grief for it, like Ezra Klein, Nate Silver, David Axelrod, James Carville, and myself. Ew, come on.
Yeah.
And Charlemagne the God and Jon Stewart. We told you we were trying to help. We wanted to beat Trump the most, and we knew we had to have the strongest candidate to do it.
Yeah. Go off.
Jank, this is his moment. Jank Mentum, baby. He was right. He literally tried to run for president specifically for this reason. Like he was very open about it too. He's like, yeah, listen, I know I'm not gonna fucking win, but if I get 20%, maybe, you know, someone like Gavin Newsom will come in and see like Biden is weak, which of course didn't work, but
Dean did that too. That's why he's my hero.
yeah. Is there really no better Dem option? No, anyone is better than Biden at this point. Just like anyone was better than Hillary Clinton at that point. So it's really cool that we're relitigating 2016, even though we're post 2016, and we should have addressed some of those problems. And instead, very quickly, the media infrastructure packed it up and created this like neat little excuse spiral for Hillary Clinton that it was actually the left, or it was Russian interference, or it was this, or it was that actually caused the election. So that's precisely the reason why people are coming into this chat, even right now, and hitting those same fucking angles, being like, well, it seems like you're really privileged and you're actually not interested in, you know, a second Trump term. And it's like, it's out of my fucking hands.
Yeah. I just have to call it like I see it at that, like, oh, Dave's back.
Oh my God. You know what would be the absolute worst? If the Democrats somehow put Hillary Clinton back in.
Yo, she would do it. She would win. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. She would win on a landslide. I'm committed to Biden being too old. I believe in it.
Dude, no. I think if there's one person that like is still gonna produce like the worst results, it's Hillary Clinton.
Why is this our choice?
Yeah, I know.
And it confirms to them their view.
I spoke it into existence.
For most regular
I'm sorry.
people,
It's
they're
gonna
just
happen
saying
now.
it confirms.
So I don't have all the math in my head. So he can't afford to lose much.
Oh my God.
Trump voters are going to come out.
Oh
We
my
know that.
God.
So
Yes,
the question is,
Look at the
he
screen.
was
Do
already
you see
struggling.
it?
Biden came into this debate.
Do you
Yes.
see it?
It's real.
The toe sucker himself, Chris Cillizza.
Let's go.
CNN's editor at large. Oh, baby. The whispers of Hillary Clinton 2024 have started. Oh, it's from
Let's
June
go.
20. Oh, my God. It's from June 2022. Okay, thank God.
Fuck.
Oh,
I'm killing myself. It's over. Yeah, I knew it. I knew that they fired Chris, so I was wondering, like, what was up. No.
Oh. Wait, did
Why
they
can't we
fire?
ever
Wait,
have
why did they
nice
fire Chris
things?
Cillizza? Suck too many
I don't know.
toes.
It's like he runs a Substack now, I think.
You're making the last prophecy come true. Yeah, this one is like one of the all-time greatest political comics.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I did not call that. It's not happening yet. That doesn't mean it won't happen. Could very well. It is very much like something that the Democratic Party would do. Is like very much in their wheelhouse to do some fuck shit like that.
Why not? Why not?
Damn, Kyle Kalinske said, I mean, at this point, I'll take it. He's on your team on this.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's insane. I think if there's one person that would put this contest in like identical terms, it would be Hillary Clinton. I'm not even kidding.
No,
like, yes.
she nearly beat him, and that was before he did January 6th and like got rid of abortion. If that like happened before 2016, she would have won. So she'll win.
Okay,
It's her
this
turn.
is fair. It's not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's like putting up a person who already lost to Donald Trump is so funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh. She runs again and loses again. Oh, Jesus Christ. This, oh my God. Our only hope from Politico, the Politico article I pulled up, our only hope is that he bows out. We have a brokered convention or dies, the donor advisor said. Otherwise, we are fucking dead.
It just the crucial context for all of this is that like Sherrod Brown is like up by like 5 points in Ohio. Like everybody else in the party is doing like fine to like amazing right now. Eric Levitz, you're no, was that the guy? I think he said like earlier this year. Is he the guy with the big podcast?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, there was somebody like who like it's hit. No, it's not him. This is the liberal Zionist dude.
Oh, liberal Zionism is making a comeback, guy?
I think that was Zach Beauchamp.
Yeah, that was Zach Beauchamp. You're right. Wine moms and suburbs dads are insane, right? What the fuck? CNN focus group has 7 saying Biden won, 6 Trump won, 1 undecided. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's me.
Wine moms and suburb dads are insane, right? I think, I mean, I don't know. Like 7 people saying Biden won and 6 people saying Trump won is crazy. Who's undecided?
Me.
Like, dude, God, I love American politics so much. It's so fucking stupid, dude. It is we are the dumbest country. Have you seen the focus groups that New York Times did for like the undecided voters a while back, where there was a person who was interviewed and in the same breath said, I like Donald Trump's policies of deporting every undocumented migrant. And then they were like, well, what about Biden's policies? What would you think about an amnesty for all of the undocumented migrants that are on U.S. soil right now? And she said, without even stopping, yes, I think that's good too.
That's real. She wants something to happen.
She said, yes, we must both simultaneously do a pogrom, like Holocaust levels of cruelty to every brown person that has stepped foot on U.S. soil without the proper documentation. But also we should give them amnesty and let them become, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. How?
Supposedly he sounded like 100 times better in the speech after the debate. So like maybe he was just nervous. He was a little scrimbo.
Yeah, he's a neurodivergent minor. Yeah. You're being ableist.
Yeah, he was.
You're being, well, I mean, he is neurodivergent dementia, and also not a minor, but basically Biden's doing post-game Wahoo like a real American.
I think he did well.
Wait, what was her reaction when he said, oh, he went to Waffle House? What was her?
Hard to debate a liar. You debated a liar 4 years ago and you did great, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now. Wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, guys. Trump is a liar. This was shocking. This was a shocking revelation for Biden. He had no idea what was coming.
Why'd you agree to it? Why'd you agree to all these rules that didn't let him interrupt you?
They set it up. They wanted to have it early. They thought this would be good. They would show the world, they would shock the world at how much of a dynamo Biden was. Like, that's what the plan was. Chat, I'm fucking telling you.
And logically, that makes sense. Like, if Biden actually is really like with it, but he's not. So
it turns out he did shock the nation because everyone thought that he had it. I don't know why. Or everyone in the Democratic Party and also in liberal media thought he had it. And then it turns out he did not.
He's just a pretty face. There's no substance behind it.
Yeah.
I think he did well. Do you have any concerns that
She don't believe it. She don't believe it. I'm looking at her face. She don't believe it. She's just like, yeah, you did great.
He's at Waffle House at like 12 in the morning. That's kind of real. That's real. He's a real Atlantan.
He's a real eater.
Yeah.
Your voice, your performance tonight. Do you have any concerns about your performance? No, it's hard to debate a liar. New York Times pointed out he lied 26 times. Big lie.
Yeah, bro, they can't even carry your ass. New York Times is currently telling you. New York Times is currently writing articles about how we have to overthrow you physically.
Yeah.
In order to preserve American democracy, we must overthrow Biden.
Yeah, Trump didn't even really do that much. He was just kind of chilling. Like, he's a bit learned. Yeah.
Biden struggles as Trump blusters in contentious debate.
Yeah. Top Democrats talk about replacing Biden on the ticket.
Oof. We fact-checked many of Donald Trump and President Biden's policy claims and attacks from the debate and their records. Oklahoma State super. See, dude, I'm telling you, they're throwing. Yeah, look, that's right underneath in the byline.
Literally, this entire election.
Yeah, beneath the fold, it's like some Republican is just going balls to the wall and being like, "No, we are a Christian nation. No Jews either. Yeah. Not that. None of that Judeo-Christian shit. Okay, just straight Christian nation."
Yeah.
It's like, how? What is happening? Are they just like? Are they in a pack? They're just like. They are doing the Felix meme. Like they want to do the 50,000 election. Like they want the unthinkable where only 50,000 people vote.
That was going to be DeSantis versus Harris, but it didn't happen.
Oh my God. This may be one of the most significant days in American politics in a long time. Nah.
He didn't bring up Project 2025. This is fucking disappointing.
I also called that shit. I don't think he was going to do that, even though chatters believe that it's like something that they'll say. But apparently, I was wrong on this. The Democratic Party messaging it has featured Project 2025. That I know that they did not fucking come up with that. They literally got that from Reddit and TikTok. I swear to God. They literally saw momentum. They saw Harry Sisson or whatever fucking talking about it on TikTok and were like, maybe we should do this. Maybe we should use this as a talking point.
Yeah, it's the first thing they've had go viral in like since like 2018.
Yeah,
there's like so much shit in that like nobody brings up. Like they want to like one of the policies in Project 2025. They want to like abolish the CDC. No, that's what they want to do. It's just casually filled with stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's but it's funny because like in many respects, like Project 2025 is like. It's not necessarily new. Like it is something that like the Republican Party has been moving towards for a while. Like we've heard people talk about abolishing the Department of Education. It's not like just Vivek Ramaswamy. Like that's like that. Like all of the crank positions of like Ron Paul or you know, they're not that off base with like the rest of the serious Republicans in the Republican Party.
Yeah. They've just been allowed to just run around in their enrichment enclosure under Trump. They've like just been getting all their energy off.
Oh.
Let's see what the Financial Times is saying.
Oh my God. Kyle Cheney is also confirming from Politico. One barometer of how the debate went. Far right now concerned this debate was actually an establishment opt to force Biden out of the race.
Okay, that's real. That happened. I was there. That happened in real life, actually.
I mean, I don't know. He's a Politico guy. I don't.
No, it's real. Yeah, FT is saying that like the bourgeois are saying that Biden stumbles and incites panic. God, what was the game plan here? If he's actually like totally like inept, like and he's like this and they know this, like what do they think was gonna happen? And how did the State of the Union happen like it did? Like what the fuck was going on with that?
I mean, okay, you want to know what was going on with that? I mentioned this before. The State of the Union, he was like coherent, right, throughout the entire process, except for a couple moments. If you remember, he panicked. Why did he panic? Marjorie Taylor Greene contested him, so he's like fine off of a prompter and can like hold himself up. But the moment that there's another human being that is like demanding his attention or whatever, he flubbed. Because if you recall, when Marjorie Taylor Greene put up the fucking like the button or whatever and said like, oh, you know, you hate white women that are getting murdered by illegals or whatever the fuck she said, he turned around and literally used the term illegals. Like, and that's what I brought up before the debate. I was like, he's fine off of a prompter, and like he can maybe try and add a couple one-liners in there. But ultimately, when he has like any sort of contest, it's over. He cannot conduct himself normally.
Yeah, I was checking. Like there's another part of the CNN poll. The favorabilities before the debate, it was 37 Biden, 40% Trump, like viewed favorably. After the debate, only 31% saw Trump, Biden favorably. But Trump's favorables didn't go up; they only went up to 43%. So Trump is still extremely vulnerable. People are not sold on him at all. They just are completely have no faith in Biden. And honestly, like they're not wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, none of what is going on with Biden means that Trump is going to like look better in comparison. The problem is Biden needs voters to go out and vote for him. Whereas like Trump at least has that loyal fan base that will definitely go out and vote for him, right? And the issue is like Biden is basically hemorrhaging those likely voters that would maybe go out and vote for him, like young voters, Hispanic voters. Like he's doing a horrible job of trying to captivate them. As a matter of fact, it seems like they're running the Chuck Schumer route of like for every working class blue collar vote we lose, we're winning 2 in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And
Well, he actually is doing pretty well with like crackers. His number.
Oh yeah.
His white vote numbers are actually kind of okay. With men, he's doing okay.
I mean, he's doing much better than like previous races, I would say. This is like, isn't it historically high?
Well, it's not like he's doing well. It's just relative to 2020, he hasn't lost much support among white people.
No, I mean like in general. I mean, I want to know what the white women vote is going to look like because they still went majority Trump in 2020. I wonder if that like will change.
Yeah. Oh, white woman. Yeah, for sure.
Because of Roe v.
The question
Wade.
is how much movement there is compared to 2020. And he hasn't lost nearly as much ground with white voters and older voters, and I think men compared to 2020. His like losses relative to that year, like he's still winning black voters, but his standing compared to where he was 4 years ago with black voters or with young voters or Arab voters especially, like it's down tremendously. And the hope for him has always been that like the closer we get to the election, they'll come home. But like when you have stuff like this, it like makes it more difficult.
Yeah, this is for the math. Chatter says Biden could lose 30 points to black voters, 20 points to Hispanics, but gain 3 in white and win the election. That's how many more white people vote, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, that's also
that's
America
true.
is a white. America is like 60.
That's why he's still
white.
competitive. That's why he's still competitive, even though he's lost all this support with non-whites and young voters. He still could win the 3 states in the Midwest and win the election. He's not like totally out of this. Even like the worst models where I'm having him at like 33% to win, like which isn't nothing, but like I mean it's not copium. This is math. He's more efficient than he was 4 years ago. The voters he's been losing like are not as efficiently distributed. But that was before this debate. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, he still can win. Like, come on, it's not,
Yeah, no, people see like his one debate performance and think like a lot of these people have not made up the assessment that Biden is like old, but they're voting against Donald Trump. The argument that I always make is that it shouldn't be that. Like, not that that won't push them over the finish line. It could, but it shouldn't, especially at a time when the Democratic Party is like doing pretty fucking well otherwise.
Yeah.
It's shocking how bad Biden is performing.
Yeah, like they had the best midterm result in 80 years. They've been like blowing the doors off in every special election since Dobbs. Like I think Newsom brought that up. Like they had results. They won by like 17 points in Pennsylvania. They won by 12 points in Michigan. They won a judicial race in Wisconsin last year by 11 points. Like these core states, like when you get down to brass tacks, and you compare a liberal to a Trump candidate, the liberal is going to win. The problem is when you run a liberal who's older than time, people are going to have concerns.
Yeah.
And like, that's honestly not like that. Like, that's not the hardest thing to understand. It's baffling to me that you have people who are like, the only way people could possibly like have second thoughts is if like TikTok is brainwashing them, because this makes sense. Yeah, he supports genocide. Like, true.
Okay. It's bro, I don't get how this chatter says, I don't get how black, Latino, and white focus groups all say Biden won. Is everyone on drugs? No, dog. They heard Donald Trump say literally Hitlerian shit for an hour and 30 minutes. Like, that's the reason why that's the reason why a lot of people are absolutely gonna go, and especially like black voters and Latino voters are gonna look at that and go, yeah, that's fucking insane. I don't think that he did a good job. Oh, this is the Univision, the thing that Eddie Garmenta was literally talking about earlier, right? This is the one, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the one, but regardless, yeah, he called us blacks for almost 2 hours, dog. Yeah, I mean, he did that. He tried to do the classic like divide and conquer strategy where he thought that like, oh, illegals are coming for black jobs. Like, not yet, but they will. That was so funny when he was like, he said black jobs, which, you know, what the fuck. But then he also said
black bodies.
But then he also said they're not yet, but they will.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're coming for black jobs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it would be funny if like the result of this is that all the white like wine moms are like totally holding the line, and then all the Latino people are like, yo, what the fuck? He's still racist. So this is crazy, and then like Trump loses support after this.
No, the Texas Latino vote went up after that. They were like, hell yeah, brother, you're right.
Yeah.
You're so right. This goddamn rapist immigrants.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
so right. I am like that.
It's just shocking. He's doing LeBron numbers in Texas now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
100% on the Rio Grande Valley, winning every border county.
All right. Listen, that's good enough for me. Thank you, Eddie Garmenta, for coming on.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's getting a bit late here in Atlanta, so I was about to like.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. It's late here, so thank you for staying up late, way past your bedtime.
Fun. Yeah, it's nice. We live in hell. Bye, everyone.
Anything you want to promote before we leave?
Yeah, my Substack, editormentum.news. I've been saying like this shit about the election for the past year. Nobody listened to me, just like how they didn't listen in 2022. And
just like how they didn't listen to Trump.
Yeah. So
unfairly persecuted.
I kind of take a bit of an L here. I didn't think that Biden could possibly do worse than people thought he could, and I underestimated the depths of how senile he is. But we'll see where things go from here. I have a ton of like article stuff written about like alternative Democratic candidates, where the party could go. Like, what if he drops out? What if he dies? Like, just like in case you're interested in any of that, like I'm gonna like have all that coverage for you. So yeah, make sure to check that out.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Okay, that was Edingermentum. Sorry, not Edingermentum. that was that was a thing. That was an experience. I can't say it was a good experience. But it was an experience nonetheless. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And yeah. That I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I wanted to play Elden Ring really fucking bad the entire time. But instead, we played Elden Ring in real life. We played Elden Ring in real life as in, you know, we watched two, you know, we watched like the rapist convict, the maidenless rapist convict versus the carcass king. I feel like those would be Miyazaki bosses. Like literally, both of them are just like as. That's in the wheelhouse, I think. God damn. Where'd your viewership top out at? I think like 130K. I just want to say we're back, even for a brief moment. We're back for a brief moment. Is that more than the last election? No. No, not at all. Last election, the month of the election, I was hitting those numbers every day pretty much. Disappointed, had some points we could talk about. I think you're missing. You think I'm done talking about this? Are you nuts? Of course I'm not done talking about this.